So what do you think of the Bucks going down 0-3? I think it's a very big deal. I think I don't even remember anymore, but under my NBA ticker, I think I've got, no, that's not true. So hold on here. Let me take a look here. Look at me, because I don't remember now, but I want to say, I don't think I have it on my ticker. I think I have it in my notes. So I put in here Miami Bucks matchup, Giannis issues, Bucks coach done, and I already put Heat versus Celtics here. Okay. So that's my ticker just for the start of NBA. In my notes, I got number one, I got the Miami matchup. Okay. Then my sub topic goes from letter A all the way to letter O. There is a lot to talk about with the Miami Bucks series. Like crazy. Laugh out loud. You and that headband makes me think of babies and headbands. Not sure why that. Well, because there's no hair on the top there, brother. You know what I'm saying? All right, let me switch up the music and then we're gonna go over our pick'ems and we'll get it going. Money, if you're still out there, brother, I was thinking about you, man. Thinking about you, dude. I know you got that thing coming up. That thing. Important question. Finger guns with one finger barrel or two? You have to have both. Yeah. Right? Just in case. So let's talk about our pick'ems. All right. Let's talk. Thank you again for all the follows. Thank you very much. If you followed the channel this morning, you are a legend. Okay. You are a legend. Who do you think is going to win the Stanley Cup? Dude, it is so tough. It is so tough. There's a straw poll above your chat. There's a straw poll above your chat. Vote for the sport you want to talk about first, okay? Go ahead and do that. And that way we can get into all those things. Who do I think is going to win the Stanley Cup? I mean, it's so difficult. Dallas looks great. Vegas, I think everybody's sleeping on Vegas. Vegas is a very gritty team. Tampa, I think, has the best athletes, you know, like they have the quickest skaters. But I actually have not seen anybody play like Dallas plays. Dallas has some moves on them that are nasty. If you were like, bro, you have to make a pick right now, I would say Dallas. If you told me you have to make a pick right now, I would say Dallas. But man, the Golden Knights look good. I don't like Tampa. Like, I don't know. There's just something about the way that Tampa plays I don't like. So, bro, football is spelled football. Yeah, I know, Pogace. It's just, we're just messing around. MLB seems to not be on there. It's not, MJ, no. Hey, Ford, looking crisp, looking sharp, very much aerodynamic. That's the way to sports stream, brother. Hey, listen, the wind just goes right over the top. Flyers taking the cup easy. Ah, man. Let's see. You never know, Saki sauce. Yeah. Make sure you guys vote, okay? I put a 5-minute timer there. All right, let's talk about the results. Okay, so Lightning end up taking the Bruins 3-1. Bruins wind up. We're going to go from top to bottom, by the way. So the Bruins end up being a major disappointment in the NHL bubble. And really, just, hey, Fuel, what's up, buddy? And I was very disappointed, not because I'm a Boston fan, because I'm not a Boston fan, but since before the stoppage, I felt like the Bruins looked really, really good. I thought they were playing the most complete hockey, but they, obviously they lost their goaltender right at the beginning of the series against the Lightning, which is really tough because, like I was saying before, the Lightning have some excellent skaters. Offensively, they have a very good team. And so, yeah, I agree with you. Right. Patch Adams said Rask leaving screwed them. And I do agree with that. I think when you got to watch that first game without Rask, like the defense on the Bruins, side, they played incredible. I mean, their defense were trying to make up for any kind of holes that their goaltender had. and they played so well, but I just don't think you can keep that up in a 7-game series. I just don't think you can do that. Like, everybody has to do their job and then some, and I think it's just too difficult. So yeah, so anyway, so the Bruins end up falling. Could they have done better? Possibly. You know, I think the restart in both of these leagues, I think NBA and NHL, have been really wonky. You've seen a lot of weird things, and then in addition to that, you're going to lose your starting goaltender. Like, that's a tough thing to overcome. You know, so anyway, but yeah, I was really sad about that. I kept picking the Bruins because I've just been on the Bruins train all year, and I was disappointed to see them fall. I think either Philadelphia or the Islanders will win because they are both very defensively strong and kill you in the long game. I feel like the Islanders are the more complete team. I think Philadelphia's penalty killing or power play is not very efficient. And so I think Philadelphia has some serious holes in their game. Obviously, they forced the game 7, so they're good enough to get the Islanders to a game 7. But I don't know. The East is tough, I think. NBA next, Chief. Okay, perfect. All right, so thank you, Shadow. Thank you for the help, by the way. So we got NBA. We're going to be talking NBA when we come out of the pick'ems, all right? So anyway, so long story short, Lightning wind up taking the series. Magic versus Bucks. Again, these are the games from last week. So the Bucks end up taking that series. I want to say 4-1, I think, is how that series wound up ending. Rockets versus Thunder. So the Thunder wind up taking that series to a game 7, and have it decided like at the end of the game. Now, what was interesting about this is James Harden again, dude. Like, you know, so Harden ends up kind of choking in this game 7. I think he scored like 17. I mean, so he scored 17 and that's choking, right? That just kind of tells you offensively how much firepower Harden has. But the big difference for Harden was that his defense was incredible. He played really, really good defense. I mean, major shout out to Oklahoma, because I didn't think they had a chance to in this series, and they took it to a game 7, which is really impressive. But anyway, so the Rockets wind up taking it in the game 7. They've now advanced on to play the Lakers and beat the Lakers in game 1, which we're going to be talking about here in a little bit. Lakers over Trailblazers, you know, injury wise, they lost their best player in Damian Lillard. And like I had said, so game 1, Lakers versus Portland Trailblazers. The Trailblazers played very well. And I think this is why I'm not so worried about the Rockets taking a game 1 off the Lakers, is that I feel like the Lakers, they have to make adjustments depending on who they're playing. And so they're going to make the defensive adjustments. And I think you're going to see a very different game for a game 2 for Lakers versus Rockets as well. So anyway, so Lakers wind up taking it. So here I was actually like not too bad, right? So if you look at my picks, I was 3-1 at this point. Now, in the UFC match, it was Lawler versus Magny. And if you remember, because this is important for me to state this, if you remember, I had picked Magny, and I was like, the win last seen, Magny played a very strategic match. Okay, he took it to decision. He's got great cardio. And then I was looking at chat, and I was like, man, 71% of you think Lawler's gonna win. And I was like, all right, fine, I'm gonna change my pick. So I let you guys influence me, peer pressure me into changing my own pick. Otherwise, I would have got Magny on the upset in terms of Twitch chat. So I was really bummed about that. Rakic versus Smith. Rakic ends up taking it. Celtics versus Raptors. So I had gone with the Raptors because I am a huge believer in the Raptors. Not to say that I don't think that the Celtics have a great squad, because I've said several times that I thought that the Celtics have one of the brightest futures in the NBA, alongside with the Miami Heat. And what's really interesting here is both the Heat and the Celtics are kind of like a year ahead of schedule. And I think a lot of that probably has to do with the bubble. You know what I mean? Mom, I was peer pressured. So I'm sad there's no Japanese NHL team to represent my home country. Asuka is my waifu. What's up? How's it going? JT, what's going on, man? Jacob, how you doing? You look like Swifter. I don't know who Swifter is, but what up? What's up, Morg? How you doing? More Gotham, how you doing? Welcome back. So nice to have you again, More Gotham. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, so we're gonna get into NBA now, but anyway, bottom line is Celtics are up 2-1 in this series. They wind up taking this game 112-94. They handled game one like it was like easy peasy for them. Clippers versus Mavericks. This is something that I have kind of on the back burner for our NBA discussion today, but Marcus Morris, I don't know, dog. That, like, there was a lot of dirty plays that took place. Dude winds up getting ejected on a flagrant, like a real flagrant, not these like ticky-tack flagrants that they had in the Heat game, the last two games, which we're going to talk about too, because it's just crazy to me. But anyway, so yeah, Clippers wind up advancing to play the Nuggets. The Nuggets wind up beating the Jazz. In a game 7. So they forced a game 7. And then they eliminated the Jazz. We're going to talk Mitchell Murray today too. I'm not a believer in Mitchell. Dallas Avalanche. So Avalanche wind up taking the game 6-3. They wind up getting another one. They force a game 7. And last night, the Stars advanced by beating the Avalanche. And then finally, you had Golden Knights versus Canucks. I had picked Golden Knights because I actually am a pretty big believer in the Golden Knights, and the Canucks wind up taking this one. So anyway, so those were our results. I look to see who our winner was, so we'll announce the winner here live. So Light Crow here got 10 out of 11, so almost a perfect score. Let's see who Light Crow really is. So if you look at this here, for those of you that are new, so this is our results board right here. So this is everybody. I only got 5, so I didn't have a very good week. Kind of bummed about that. But anyway, so we put these fake names. We just like funny stuff like Joyful Dove, Legitimate Goat, Spectacular Lion, Thick Skunk, Well-Worn Snail, Needy Rabbit. And then this way throughout the week we can tease the results without actually showing who's won. So anyway, so let's see here. So Greg Lee's gonna win, got 10 correct. Now you also see Jaeger got 10 correct. Okay, now so you might be wondering yourself like, well, you had 2 people with 10, so how does that work? Well, when you place your picks, there's a timestamp on your picks. So whoever gets the most amount right and did it the quickest is the winner. And so Greg Lee did it a few minutes, so about 4 minutes roughly before Jaeger, and so Greg Lee ends up winning the gift card. All right. So, and just in case, because we are about to open our this week's pick'ems, is if you win and you're inside the US, you have a couple different options. You can get an Amazon gift card, you can get a Steam gift card. If you're outside of the US, then it's only a Steam gift card, because I don't have a way to give you a gift card, because there's like all these rules with gift cards that are kind of absurd. But so anyway, so I am about to open the pick'ems for this week. So get your fingers ready. Get your fingers ready. Cope, how is it too bright or are we okay? Hey Majestic, what's up? Boss, welcome to the channel. Avalanche is quite bad. Logan Games, how you doing? Captain Cope, BMOs, no glare. Okay, cool. I don't see Covert on that list. Yeah, because I always win, that's why. All right, here we go. So we are opening this week's pick'ems, and it should be open for you right now. So if you want to get your picks in, let me explain to you quickly how you do this, okay? So you have a series of rows and columns, right? And so the way that it works is there's a corresponding letter next to each team. So if you see here, the Lakers have a U next to it. So if you wanted to pick the Lakers, you would go with a U. So essentially what you want to do is whoever you think is going to win, you're going to pick the corresponding letter to that team or to that fighter. Okay. So as an example, you would type in !picks, PICKS space, and then all the letters that correspond to the teams that you think are going to win. Okay. And so now you're seeing all these percentages kind of come in. And so those percentages that you're seeing are the number those are the picks that are coming in from Twitch chat. All right. I'll make my picks towards the end after we, discuss a little bit. But so we have the Blue Raiders versus the Blue Knights. That's going to be college football right there. You have the Islanders versus the Flyers. You're going to have Overeem versus Sakai, and that's going to be a UFC fight tonight. That's the headliner. So you have the Demolition Man, so we had to pick him. Milwaukee Bucks versus the Heat. This is going to be a game 4 with the Heat up 3-0. 3-0. Dallas Stars versus the Golden Knights. Celtics versus Raptors in a game 5. It's going to be a tough one, by the way. It's going to be a tough one. You're going to have the BYU Cougars versus the Navy Midshipmen. Clippers versus Nuggets. Astros versus A's. Texans versus Chiefs, because we're going to get the NFL starting on Thursday. Now, you might be wondering, well, wait, what about all the other games? Well, all the other games are going to start. Those games are going to be on next weekend, so those will be in next week's pick'ems, okay? So you'll start to see more NFL kind of start to creep in here. And then Lakers versus Rockets. And I just don't think there's any way that the Lakers fall to the Rockets in game 2. Well, I don't know, actually. Game 2, that's different, but. Mr. Money, don't tell us your location. So real quick, if you're out there and you're lurking, we respect lurkers. We love lurkers. Lurkers are like a huge part of the success of pretty much any channel on Twitch. So love the lurk. What I would ask is our goal every week is to get 100 viewers to enter the pick'em. Okay. Right now we're at 25. So I would just ask if you're out there and you don't mind and you'd help us out with our picks. Even if you're like, man, I don't really know who's going to win. I don't necessarily know all these teams. I don't know UFC or I don't know hockey, whatever that is. It's okay. It's a chance to win a $10 gift card. So, and you'd be helping us out. So just go for it, man. What's the worst that could happen? You know what I mean? So, but anyway, if you've entered the picks, I appreciate it. And if you'd consider it, I'd appreciate it as well. Anyway, let me say good morning to everybody. What up, Yoshi? How's it going? 24 Nolet. Is it Misty Razor? What's up, Misty Razor? I just wrote random letters. Hey, that's okay. Don't worry about it, anime. Highlander, what's up? Just found this. I love this channel idea. Keep it up. I like that, Highlander. Thank you very much. Highlander, that's music to my ears, man. That's music to my ears. We're trying to do something unique here on Twitch. Like I said, everything we do here is interactive. Even you guys picking what we're going to talk about. Woo, the Muttbutt, thank you very much. That was very kind of you. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate that. Thank you for the 100 biddies. So everything we do here is interactive. How do I make my picks? I'll explain it one more time, Brain. Well, actually, hold on, time out. So for anybody that's out there that would rather read the instructions, Shadow just put them in chat, and you could do it at any time. If you look all the way over there, there's like a yellow box and it says pick'em rules, ! Pick'em. So if you type ! Pick'em, it'll give you a command that tells you exactly what you need to do. However, part of my job here is to explain it to you folks. So these are all the matchups for the week right here. Okay, if you see it here, there's a corresponding letter next to each team. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna type in exclamation point picks, P-I-C-K-S, space, and then just put all the letters of the teams that you think are gonna win. Android, thank you, brother. Thank you for waking up early today, Android. You know I appreciate it, man. And thank you for the biddies, dog. Tatoes, what's up? Smoking, how's it going? Baked Cakes, Smackdown, or yeah, Smackdownness, what's up? Couldn't help notice I beat both you and Silent. Shadow, that's fake news. Stop lying. Celtics ruined their sweep. I know, Lano. Yeah, so we're going to be talking NBA here. I don't know if I'm like, so here, I'm going to do my picks right now while y'all are doing yours. I might not pick all of them here. So, wow, 60% of you are picking the Flyers over the Islanders? Dude, I'm not doing it. Yeah, I'm not doing it. No way. I'm also going to pick, I'm going to pick Overeem here. Man, Bucks versus Heat. Dude, there's no way the Bucks allow themselves to get swept, dude. I'm going to go Heat. I'm going to go Heat, and we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this. But, I mean, I just can't imagine that the Bucks allow themselves to get swept. I'm going to go Dallas. I'm going to go Dallas. Raptors versus Celtics, man. I'm gonna pick with my heart here. I'm gonna pick with my heart here, and I'm gonna pick Raptors. Yeah, I'm gonna go with my heart. I'm gonna go Raptors. Although I know the Celtics are fired up, bruh. But dude, man, the Raptors, come on, man, you gotta do this. I'm gonna go BYU here. I'm gonna go Clippers over Nuggets. I'm not gonna go Astros, or yeah, I'm not gonna go Astros because they're cheaters. I'm definitely gonna go Kansas City, and I am gonna a game 4. So I think the Lakers will take this next game, and they're gonna tie the series. It's gonna be 1-1. Then, you know, I kind of want to give this game to the Rockets. You know that? No, but I'm going to pick Lakers because I think the Lakers are the favorite to make it out of there. Although we will talk Rockets. And one of the things I've said a couple times about the Rockets is that they thrive in chaos, dude. They thrive in chaos. I'm going to go Black Knights here. I think I picked everything, yeah? I don't know, man. These are tough. Pick'ems are starting to get tough because, you know, now that we have more stuff going on and the bubble situation, I mean, these are starting to get really, really tough. These are not that easy. Dude, what's up, everybody? What's up, man? How are y'all doing today? Super happy right now. I'm thrilled to have you. I am so happy to have everyone here today. Thank you so much, man. You know, last week, the show, I was like a little bit, I was like low on energy. Was having a conversation with somebody the night before, and it ran a little long. And I woke up and I guess I was just tired. And after the show, I felt like I let everybody down. And today, man, we're bringing the heat, son. We're bringing the heat, baby. Team or to that fighter, okay? So as an example, you would type in exclamation point picks, P-I-C-K-S, space, and then all the letters that correspond to the teams that you think are going to win, okay? And so now you're seeing all these percentages kind of come in. And so those percentages that you're seeing are the number those are the picks that are coming in from Twitch chat. All right. I'll make my picks towards the end after we, you know, discuss a little bit. Like I said, everything we do here is interactive. Even you guys picking what we're going to talk about. Woo, the Mutt Butt, thank you very much. That was very kind of you. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate that. Thank you for the 100 biddies. So yeah, so everything we do here is interactive. how do I make my picks? I'll explain it one more time, Brain. Well, actually, hold on, time out. So for anybody that's out there that would rather read the instructions, Shadow just put them in chat, and you could do it at any time. If you look all the way over there, there's like a yellow box and it says pick'em rules, exclamation point pick'em. So if you type exclamation point pick'em, it'll give you a command that tells you exactly what you need to do. However, part of my job here is to explain it to you folks. So these are all the matchups for the week right here. Okay, if you see it here, there's a corresponding letter next to each team. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna type in exclamation point picks, P-I-C-K-S, space, and then just put all the letters of the teams that you think are gonna win. Android, thank you, brother. Thank you for waking up early today, Android. You know I appreciate it, man. And thank you for the biddies, dog. Tatoes, what's up? Smoking, how's it going? Baked cakes, smack. All right, so let's talk some NBA. Let's talk some NBA. All right, so let's see where we're at. Hold on, let me bring up my little ticker bar here. Okay, so we're starting with NBA, and actually before we start NBA, let me do, hold on one second. So what we're gonna do real quick is we're gonna do a new poll. What sport would you like to discuss next? Okay, and so so I'm gonna put NHL, soccer / football, NFL, and NCAA. Okay, you have 5 minutes to vote on this, and this way I know what we're gonna talk about after we finish NBA. Okay, so you guys decide. The poll is up there, it's just above your chat. You guys decide. All right, okay, so let's talk some NBA. So Miami versus the Milwaukee Bucks. How many of you, just by a show of hands here, how many of you watched any of the games in this series? Bucks are winning. You think so? Wait, you think the Bucks are gonna win the series, Slater, or you think they're gonna win Game 4? All right, so some of you have had a chance to. Oh, I like that. Folking, great name by the way. No, the first game. What do you mean no the first game? I'm confused. Yeah, so we're already, so they're down 0-3 in the series. They're winning Game 4, then Heat take home. Yeah, I would, that's, if I had to, like, if I was gonna, I would agree with that. Yeah. Oh, you meant Game 4. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I don't disagree with you guys necessarily. I'm going to pick the Heat because I think there are some really big concerns with the Bucks, and it's really unfortunate because thank you very much for that Prime sub, Folking. I need you to stop making me say your name. Thank you very much for the Prime sub. I appreciate that. So I'm not a diehard Heat fan. So it's actually really unfortunate. And the reason why I say this is, man, I think Giannis is a guy that, like, he really does. He puts it all out on the court. He's a super hard worker. Like, actually, if you listen to some of the announcers, they say how they think that maybe he works too hard. Like, he's like overdoing it. And so like, when I hear stuff like that, like, I want somebody like that to be successful, because I feel like you put in the work and you make it happen. And so I think it's disappointing. And I think part of the problem is that the way that Milwaukee's currently constructed, there's just some issues there. But aside from the fact that there's some issues there, we're actually going to get into some of the bigger concerns. Hey, what's up, Dollar Beals? What's up, everybody? Welcome. Say hello to me. You can at me if you want to if you want me to, to engage, if you want to engage about a certain thing, you can @covert GG, and then that'll kind of like highlight it to me, and I know you're trying to, say, hey, what about this or whatever. So really quick here, this is our ticker bar. So these are the topics that I set up to discuss. But part of my job here is I got to be ready to talk about anything related to these sports. So if you want to talk about something that's not on here, you can do that. Okay. What's up, Radical? How you doing? Okay. So first things first is I had been saying back in like March, I was explaining how the Miami Heat historically have played very well against the Milwaukee Bucks. So if you look over the last 2 years, it seems like the Heat, even with inferior personnel, they did a pretty good job of countering what the Bucks have going on, right? And so now the Heat they obviously got Butler this year. So that's a major improvement. And then, Bam has kind of come into his own in his second year. And they have shooting as well. And they have quality shooting. And so Eric Spoelstra has better personnel this season than he's had in the past. And the Heat were 2-0 during the regular season against the Bucks. Not to mention that in previous matchups, including those two, the Giannis or Antetokounmpo had been pretty much shut down, right? Like they did a very good job against him defensively. So I think the number one issue is coaching here. I think Budenholzer's, in my opinion, there is no question that Budenholzer is getting outcoached. I think Budenholzer is probably going to get fired. Okay, thank you, Yofans. Yeah, sounds good. Heat were almost unbeatable at home before COVID. For a while, Radinator. What's up, Militant Rabbit? Welcome back. What's up? How's it going? TJCE, Radical, Radical, how you doing? Adam Bomb 360. What's up? Welcome. What's up, Cypher? How's it going? So when I was watching these games, right? When I've been watching these games, I was trying to figure out what was the issue. So one of the things that we talked about like 2 weeks ago was the fact that Antetokounmpo, when he gets in, if you force him into a half court set, he's not as effective, right? Like he kind of goes from being a superstar to being like an all-star kind of player. Hey, Kez. And so at first, what I was looking at was, I think essentially what happened game one was the Bucks were like not ready for this, which is weird to me because we know the Raptors did this to them last year. The Heat have been doing this to the Milwaukee Bucks for 2 years. And so why this was a surprise that this was going to be the defensive strategy from the Miami Heat was weird. But essentially in game one, the Heat did the same thing they've been doing against them. And the Milwaukee Bucks were not prepared for it. And so the other people, the other personnel, the other players on the Milwaukee Bucks team did not kind of rise to the occasion. However, there is something that's really important to point out here, which is that Eric Bledsoe was not in that first game. And as much as I like Connaughton, I think we've seen enough of Connaughton at this point to be able to say like Eric Bledsoe gives you an edge that Connaughton doesn't, because Eric Bledsoe is so physical. He knows how to draw fouls, right? He's kind of like a sneaky kind of like dirty guy too, which you need. Like you need a guy that's is gonna kind of play like an enforcer. Although I'm not saying that Bledsoe's an enforcer at all, but Bledsoe has made a huge difference. He's had a huge impact on both of these games. And now I guess I need to be careful. I shouldn't overstate this because Obviously, they haven't been able to win a game, so it's not like he's been huge. But without Bledsoe, I actually don't even think these games are close. Like, I think they all kind of go the way game one's gone. Gonna be another close game today with the... Yeah. I mean, I think they'll be close, but I don't know, man. I mean, I'm picking the Raptors because I'm a little bit of a Raptors fanboy. But I've been saying for a long time that I didn't think Siakam was a superstar, and season 6, yeah, I could see that. I actually think Siakam's the biggest problem in that series. Yeah, I think Siakam's the biggest issue. Covert, you wound me on this. Hey, I'm wearing a Boston. Listen, I wore this to trigger all the Canadians in chat. Okay. I wore this. I actually had a Celtics beanie that never arrived with like a pom-pom beanie because I wanted to trigger all the Raptors, all the Canadians in chat. And we have a lot of Canadians, McRaptor. But it didn't get here. This is some awesome, creative, original content, man. Much love. Thank you, Brain. I appreciate that. Welcome to the channel, everybody. If you followed, thank you. My heart is broken. Thanks for coming back, Patch. I appreciate it. So anyway, okay, so in game one, I actually feel like the Heat stole game one. Tyler Hero shot very poorly. Bam Adebayo had a poor game. Hey, Sean. Damn, nice to see you again, Sean. Bam Adebayo had a bad game. Duncan Robinson continues to be completely MIA, and Kendrick Nunn is done. And so game one, I really think that the Heat stole that game. I think part of it is because Bledsoe wasn't there. I think the other aspect of it is that the Milwaukee Bucks were like, they weren't prepared for a defensive strategy that they've been seeing from the Heat for a while. And it's a defensive strategy that was used against them last year by the Toronto Raptors. So I'm going to go back to coaching here. Now, something that's important. So I actually have here in my notes. Hang on, let me pull this up for you guys. All right. I'm going to pull up 3 different windows. So I've got the game 1. I've got the game 1, game 2, and game 3 stats here. All right. Hang on one second. All right. Here we go. So this is game 2, this is game 1, and this is game 3. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, perfect. So I'm actually gonna go in reverse order here. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna show you what I'm looking at here. All right. So, and this is really, really important. Hang on one second. Let me see if I can get this for you guys. I haven't done this in a while. Like, I haven't done this way in a while. And so I'm a little nervous. No, that's not what I want. Gosh darn it. Okay, you know what? Actually, it's okay. Because I can just do this. There you go. Okay, we can do that. All right, so this is... Oh, my head's like invisible here. I'm gonna remove myself from there. Okay, so check this out. So I was looking at play-by-play last night. We're gonna go to the 4th quarter. All right, and we're gonna put somebody in here that didn't play in the 4th. All right. Now take a look at this. So Middleton took 2 shots in the 4th quarter and missed both of them. All right. Brook Lopez took 3 shots in the 4th quarter, missed all 3. Eric Bledsoe took 2 shots in the 4th quarter, missed both of them. George Hill took 5 shots in the 4th quarter and made 2 of them. Now, I'm going to come back to George Hill. All right. Kyle Korver didn't play in the 4th, and I think that's it for them. DiVincenzo, actually, he took 3 shots and he made 1. Okay. The Milwaukee Bucks were outscored 40-13 in the 4th quarter. if we go back here to the box score, so you, on the surface, you look at this output and you say, okay, Antetokounmpo had 21 points. Middleton had 18. Brook Lopez gave you 22. Bledsoe gave you 8. George Hill gave you 13. And DiVincenzo gave you 10. Okay. So this is for game 3. So you look at this output, and they gave you good points. They gave you good points. But what happened? They disappeared in the fourth quarter. Disappeared. When they went into the fourth quarter with a lead, they were up by 12 points at one point. And they just gave up the booty, dog. And part of the issue is, I think, effort. So number one, I think all of this comes back to coaching for me. All of the situation with the Milwaukee Bucks, I just keep going back to coaching. These guys are giving you good output, but in the fourth quarter, when it gets tight and everybody gets all puckered up, they don't have a guy that they can go to get them a bucket. And Hill tried to be that guy, and Hill started to kind of get loose there in the fourth, and I thought, oh, this could get out of control if they don't shut him down, right? But your star, your superstar, your number one, your alpha, he cannot give you anything, because if you put him in a half-court set, so if you put Antetokounmpo into a half-court set, and you prevent lane penetration, he's got nothing. Dude has nothing. He tried to shoot from 3 all night last night. It was atrocious. He was 0 for 7 from 3 last night. His offensive efficiency was super poor. He was 7 of 21, right? So it's just a really big problem. Saw a tweet that the Bucks also didn't score in the last 4 minutes and 41 seconds of game 3. I don't think that. I think that's wrong. Stamina. What's up, Nugget? How's it going? CG, good morning. Blackjack, how you doing? Okay, Cypher, take it easy, buddy. Sean, welcome back, dude. Sean, you out there, buddy?
How about them Cowboys?
What's up, Bucky? How's it going? Welcome to the channel. Lucas, how you doing? Jekko. Facts. And that offense is based on him driving and scoring, or him driving and pushing the ball out. That's right, McSween. Yeah. So there's two issues. So during the halftime show, Kenny Smith went up to the board, and one of the things that he was highlighting was that Milwaukee, when they're on offense, they have very little off-ball movement, right? And the movement they do have is guys actually walking, right? And so when you look at the Heat as presently constructed, with all the youthfulness they have, all the energy, and then if you know anything about the Miami Heat, like, you understand that there is a hustle culture, right? Like the culture around this organization is like effort, right? And so you're not making these guys work on the defensive side of the ball or the defensive side of the court. Like, you have guys literally walking from one side of the three-point line to the other, or like trotting it out. Like if I was in football practice again, like, what are you doing, dog? You need to be moving. You need to be putting in effort. And so it's interesting because in the Discord, so we have a sports section in the Discord. You recheck. It was no field goals in the last 441 when Giannis dunked. You see, right, the Giannis dunk is what I was thinking about. I thought that was much later. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that's very interesting. Actually, we can look at... So you checked it, like you verified it, or you checked the tweet? I'm checking it right now, actually. And you're right. Yeah, it looks like you're right. Yes, sir. You are correct, Amundo, actually. Wow. Yep. He had free throws at 249, right? Prior to that. So, I mean, I guess if we're not counting the free throws, yeah, you're right. Outside of the free throws, you're right. It was 441. So there's a couple things here. And I think that a lot of these, what's up, Chalk? How's it going? Trouble. Aqua, how you doing? So I think, so there was, okay, so I'm sorry. So we have a sports section in our Discord, okay? And in the Discord, there was a little bit of discussion about if the Milwaukee Bucks don't play better, they're done, right? And I was like, well, because I did a lot of digging into the stats. I was looking at these numbers, right? Like Middleton's been giving you somewhere between 18 and 20 points a game. Lopez has been averaging over 15, right? Hill's been averaging over 12. Bledsoe has been like a double-digit guy for the most part for you. And so like you have contributions, right? I mean, there are clear contributions. So part of me, when I first heard this, when I was reading this in the Discord about Milwaukee, I was like, well, it's not that they're playing bad. Like you're getting the contributions, and actually their offensive efficiency's not been terrible outside of their three-point shooting. Their three-point shooting's been very poor, right? But it's more like an effort thing. You know, like I said, that off the ball movement is lacking, number one. Number two is they don't have an answer for the fact that Antetokounmpo is being like kind of taken. He's being isolated, if you will. And so what's up, Silent? Have a safe drive, bro. Be good, man. Have a safe drive. So here are the issues. I think there's a huge coaching problem. Okay. I think Budenholzer is going to be fired. I think at this point you went down 0-3 unless they come back and win the next two, maybe three. Then I think Budenholzer's done. I think he's fired. Okay. So that's one. I think Giannis has a really big problem. His free throw shooting is kind of on and off. His free throw shooting has not been terrible. It wasn't terrible yesterday. It wasn't that bad in game 2, actually. But so his free throw shooting at sometimes comes into question. Or like it, you know, sometimes it'll be a little bit rough, but that hasn't been the issue in 2 out of the 3 games so far. The real issue is that he's being forced to do his work outside of the paint. He's got no mid-range. Okay. His 3-point shooting has not been good all season, but aside from that, it's really bad right now. Like he was terrible shooting last night. And so I was thinking about this because I forgot, I was having a conversation with Brandon on Tuesday and I can't remember all the details of it. But one of the things that I thought about was when you look at Antetokounmpo, his nickname is the Greek Freak, right? When you look at Antetokounmpo, he's a physical specimen, right? Like he's like crazy from a physical standpoint. That is a huge part of why he's a superstar, right? But if you took away his athleticism, he probably not even a starter in the NBA. If you think about it, if you took away his athleticism, he's probably not a starter in the NBA. This is a huge problem. Like and I know that they say that he puts in a ton of work in the offseason. He has to fix his shot. He really does. He needs to go work with a guy like Hakeem Olajuwon. He's got to fix his situation. And otherwise, the Bucks don't have a future with him. He really is a problem if he cannot fix this. And I know that this is like the Monday morning quarterback kind of thing, right? Like everybody has been riding on Antetokounmpo for a couple years now and like, oh, he's great. And then when the guy's down, you're kicking him. But I think that you see that in the playoffs, it's really easy to isolate him and it causes all kinds of issues. Now, what I've been trying to formulate in my head, I don't think he's overrated. No, I don't think he's overrated. Not yet, Arizona. Yeah, not yet. Because I think he gives you a lot of things. Like he gives you a lot of effort. But when you think about it, Middleton is giving you 20. Lopez is giving you minimum 15. Bledsoe's giving you double digits, right? I mean, Hill's giving you double digits. You have some of the shooting. I mean, it's not like these guys are slouches. They're shooting like close to 45%. Giannis on the Warriors is not fair. Yeah. Giannis on the Warriors is not fair. Yeah, I don't know. So I feel really bad for him. I think, and I also feel bad for Milwaukee fans because I don't think they can keep him. Yeah, I don't think they can keep him at this point. I'm assuming they're going to. So this is how I see this playing out. So I'm going to make some little bit of hot takes here, okay? I don't even know if these are hot takes. I think Budenholzer's going to get fired because Milwaukee is going to want to show. They're going to want to show Antetokounmpo that they're serious, right, about winning. So they're going to fire Budenholzer. They're going to bring in another coach, right? And unless Giannis can fix some of the issues in his game, some of the gaps in his game, then he's not going to come back, or the Bucks are going to trade him. Now the problem is if they wait till if they wait till the trade deadline next year to trade him, then they're not going to get much. If they trade him in the offseason, like just before the season, they probably can get something for him, right? They'll get some kind of compensation for him. But I think they have to fire Budenholzer anyway, because he's not gonna outcoach Brad Stevens. He's not gonna outcoach Nick Nurse, and he's not gonna outcoach Eric Spoelstra. It's not gonna happen. He's not gonna outcoach those guys, and so you have to contend with those guys. Brad Stevens, super young. Celtics have a super bright future. Stevens ain't going nowhere unless, like, barring a tragedy. Spoelstra is not going anywhere. And Nick Nurse ain't going anywhere either. So you got to coach against those three guys. You need a better coach. Hey, Steph. Good morning. What's up, King? Marvelous. How you doing? Don Baccaron. What's up? Thanks for the loot. I feel like they're going to sign and trade him. Maybe. How do you fire a coach that finished top 3 in coach of the year and won it the year before? Covert, that seems a bit much. Crankenese, I think, well, okay, so Crankenese, I'm sorry. I guess I was kind of addressing that, but I hadn't read what you said. So Crankenese, I guess, give me some feedback on what I just said to you. Give me some feedback on what I just said to you. Like, do you disagree? Because he's got to coach against those guys and he can't beat them. Even with the reigning 2-time back-to-back MVP of the league and the defensive player of the year, okay, with all those contributions. In addition to that, his guys are not even running around on the court. They're walking to their spots. It's a real problem. And at the end of game 3, the Bucks had given up. The Bucks had given up, dude. When Channing Crowder hits that three-pointer to go up 107 to 100, they were done. You could just see it in them. They were done. You could not pay me enough to keep that guy as my coach. I just wouldn't do it. I don't care if he won coach of the year. He's not as good as those guys. He's getting outcoached. He got outcoached last year. He's been outcoached repeatedly this year and now getting outcoached in this series. His guys are not giving effort. In the fourth quarter, they got outscored 40-13. I just showed you the shot chart there. It's a really big problem. What's up, Tomo? Yo, Momo, how's it going? Giannis to the Raptors. I could see it. I could see it. I agree, but goes further than coach. Giannis needs a star backcourt guy, someone with talent like Jamal Murray. McSween, I'm okay. So I would say, this is what I would say, McSween, is that the Milwaukee Bucks do not have a true number 2. They don't. They don't have a true number 2. Middleton is getting paid like max dollars, right? But he's not a max player. But here's the problem is that Giannis told the Bucks that he wanted Middleton. So the problem is, here's the problem that the Bucks have, right? And this is what happens with a lot of these organizations is you get a star and the star tells you, I want this. If you don't do it, you end up with a situation like in Green Bay with the Packers where they're not doing, when they take Jordy Nelson away from Rodgers, now Rodgers is pissed, right? Because that's his dude. But the problem is that if you do what you did with Middleton, now you're cap strapped and you can't make the next move. Dude, effort was there. They just settled for deep threes and contested twos. So if you go back and look, G's Monster, again, so what I was saying earlier, Monster, is that their off the ball movement is super poor. They are walking to their spots, and I'm not even exaggerating. They're literally walking to their spots. That's effort. Now, and part of the problem is when you have a guy like Antetokounmpo, right? You kind of get used to this dude just making stuff happen, right? And so you kind of get into this flow like, oh, well, this is what we've been doing all year. But the playoffs is a different beast. I agree with your points for Giannis, but I think Heat are way better than the Bucks. You think the Heat are way better than the Bucks? So here's what I would say about this is I think that the Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat, they have a lot of talent, right? But it's young talent. And typically in the NBA, it takes like 3 seasons before young guys kind of come into the fold. So for example, if you look at Duncan Robinson on the Miami Heat, he's a top 5 shooter in the NBA this season, right? He's a 2-year guy, but he didn't play last year. So this is like essentially his rookie year. He's disappeared in the playoffs outside of 2 games, right? So the Heat are 7-0, and out of those 7 games, he had 2 games that he was good, and the other games he's been invisible. Like I think in one game he shot 3 times. So he's become relatively invisible. And the reason why is that oftentimes the young guys, it's a lot of pressure and they're not ready for it. And that's why Butler had to come in and drop 40 in game 1 because Tyler Hero and Robinson disappeared. So in my opinion, the Bucks as presently constructed were ready to advance to the finals this season. The Miami Heat and I feel like the Boston Celtics were a year away from that. Now with the stoppage and the restart and all this stuff, the bubble, the fact that nobody really has home field advantage, I think helps with younger guys because they don't have that pressure of the crowd, the intensity, right? Like right now they're just in a gym playing basketball. And so I do think that does help teams with deep benches. And I think that helps teams with young players. Please just call him Giannis. That's why I try to call him Antetokounmpo because I always, I don't say his name right, but whatever. Giannis, I don't know. Giannis, whatever you want. They're anarchists. What's up, mascot? Anyone who pronounces it Giannis is a clown. Giannis. G on us. There you go, mascot. It's okay. I clown around all the time. Listen, there's actually footage of me in a onesie from a couple weeks ago. So we clown around here. It's all good. Shouldn't have fired Jason Kidd for no reason. He improved their record each year there, and Giannis liked him. Yeah, and look how sought out Giannis is. Nunn has struggled. Oh, right. Thank you, Nunn. And I did mention Nunn earlier too, but Nunn, I don't know what's going on with Nunn. But that's why I said Nunn is done. Playoffs are a different beast, and Giannis is not playoff made, bro. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not ready to tank on the guy because I think he's got the heart of a lion, and so I don't think so. I just think there's some issues there, and I think he's got some gaps in his game that make it so that he's a little easier to coach against. You really can't say his either or his name's right. Yeah, so Antetokounmpo, sorry. I guess I don't see the coach at fault when it's the players who gave up. Worst teams show more heart for their coaches and management keeps them around. I could see Giannis leaving and then Bud getting fired after, but that's another season away. So I do think that effort is a sign of coaching, but I also think it's a sign of the organization as well. But I do think effort is a reflection of coaching, because you set the tone as the coach. You are the ultimate leader of the team. And I understand that coaching in the NBA is not as important as, say, in the NFL, let's say. But it is, I mean, you are the leader of the team. And I do think effort is a reflection of coaching. Right. We haven't talked about his injury either. Right. And so what was interesting was he got hurt in the first and he kind of limped around. But in the third, his physical presence was being felt. I mean, he was running down the court every chance they got him, and he was dunking. He was fine. And then in the fourth, he dunked it and rolled the ankle again. And then he was kind of grimacing and limping around. So maybe he's hurt. What do you think about the Celtics and the depth of their bench? So we can talk Celtics. We've talked a lot about, so I put here Heat Celtics. So Heat Celtics, who was it that asked that? Was it Sketchbook? Yeah. So Heat Celtics, and I know, so I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Raptors fans, but I had put this in here like with a question mark to see what you guys think, like, do you think that the Raptors are done and whatnot? But let's talk Celtics for sure. No, we haven't talked about Steve Nash yet. I think I put it in here. Yeah, Nash to the Nets. I put that in there. Yeah, we're working on that, Mega. The Native Spear, what's up? Raps and 6. Can we just change Giannis to Guy and call it good? Yeah, let's do it. What's up? 3? How you doing? Tifkul, what's up? Giannis almost had a triple-double all 3 games. Well, number 1, almost. Right? So that in the playoffs will get you what? Yeah, I mean, almost. But I mean, do you feel like he's played well? Do you think he's been effective? So Chad, do you think he's played his game? Because I went over the stats. And like earlier, and he has had significant contributions from his teammates. So he's had significant contributions from his teammates. In the fourth quarter, you need your superstars to step up, and he's disappeared in the fourth in every single game. I mean, I'm just saying, like, I don't, he has gaps in his game. I mean, I don't know how else to say that. So let me say something real quick. So, because I know we've got some new people in here. I don't have a team in any sport. So I am not like a fan of any team in particular. So every week I try to wear something different and I try to represent different teams. Oftentimes I try to troll around, so I'm wearing Celtics gear this week because I wanted to troll all of our Canadian friends. We have a lot of Canadians that hang out on this channel. And so I wanted to troll the Raptors fans with some Boston Celtics gear. So I don't have a team. So everything I say is really just coming from, I'm just trying to be as objective as possible. And so I know that sports is like, people say sports and religion, right? Like stay away from those because people get really serious about them. And so I understand that when I say things, there are going to be moments where people are going to get offended. And that's just kind of par for the course. I don't say any of it to be offensive. I don't have a dog in this fight. I literally am just watching the sports, enjoying them for what they are, and then trying to be objective about what I see. Okay. I don't think so, Electric. No. What's up, Dallas fan? Welcome back. Grim, how you doing? Did a guy ever stop you on the street with a camera and tickle your chin? Never. No, I'm looking forward to that moment though, Grim. All right, so I'm sorry. In game 3, his whole team disappeared, not just him. Facts are fact. Is that right? Okay. Wait, I'm sorry. Did you say where? Game 3. All right, so game 3. So game 3, you're saying his whole team disappeared. All right. So you're saying this is a fact. Is that correct? All right. So let's see here. All right. So here we go, Chad. So Middleton's going to give you 18 in game 3. Lopez gives you 22. I know he disappeared though. Hill gave you 13. All right. Bledsoe, you know, I felt like Bledsoe early on started well, and then it just didn't go. It didn't go his way. DiVincenzo gives you 10. So you literally have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys that were double-digit scorers. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. You're saying in the fourth quarter. Well, yeah, here's the deal. And I'm going to show this to you again. I went over this earlier. Okay. Hold on. Let me get rid of the Heat players. Okay. So I'm just going to go over this again with you because I want to make sure that we are being objective here. Okay. So DiVincenzo, 1 for 3 in the fourth. Okay. Kyle Korver didn't play in the fourth. George Hill was 2 for 5. All right. Eric Bledsoe, 0 for 2. Brook Lopez, 0 for 3. Chris Middleton, 0 for 2. And Giannis was 2 for what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Was 2 for 7. So yeah, their whole team disappeared in the fourth. Now, defense has a lot to do with that. But here's the problem, is that you need your superstar to take over in the tight spots. So, like, your guy, the MVP of the league 2 years running has to create something for you. And so that's not happening. Like, that's not happening. So, I mean, you cannot absolve Giannis from what he has not done. Like, I mean, I don't know. Dude's just disappeared. But he's disappeared. Why is this on my recommended channels page the day after my team threw another game? I hate it here. Duffman. I'm sorry, Duffman. I'm sorry, man. Are you a Milwaukee fan? There are higher expectations on Giannis than there is on Of course, yeah, for sure, Bob, yeah. If Bucks don't make the shots they have no chance. Exactly. He settled for too many threes late in the game. But again, so the Heat are forcing him into playing a different game. And why is that? Because Giannis has gaps in his game that are glaring. So you cannot blame Brook Lopez. You cannot blame Brook Lopez or Middleton for the fact that Giannis does not have an outside shot. You can't blame him for that. Like, that's not his fault. You know, all he can do is give you what he's capable of giving you. And I think his average is like in the 20s on the season. He scored 20 for you last. They scored 22. So, like, at the end of the day, it's like, I don't know. It would be like if the Heat were down 0-3 and Jimmy Butler was giving you, like, he wasn't giving you what you need him to give you. And then people are blaming everyone else around him. No, bro, listen, like, it's the same thing when a quarterback struggles on a team, right? When your quarterback is trash, everybody blames the quarterback, right? When your team wins, the quarterback usually gets all the glory. Like, and this is going to start a riot, but Patrick Mahomes got MVP in the Super Bowl. I don't think he was the MVP of the Super Bowl. I think Williams, their running back, was. But Mahomes is going to get it because he's the pretty boy, right? He's the quarterback, right? So he gets all the credit. Well, when you lose, and if the Chiefs would have lost that game, Mahomes would have been like, he would have been ravaged in the media because he did not play well through 3 quarters. And so when when you have a guy like Giannis, right? When you have a guy like Giannis, you that guy's gonna get a lot of the blame. I mean, he should. Okay, so let's talk some Celtics, huh? Let's talk some Celtics. What's up, Pistol Pete? How you doing? Bored. What's up? Bucks look terrible. If Bucks don't make the shots, I read that already. There should be blame on Giannis. He's a 2-time MVP. I agree with you, Pistol Pete. Yeah, I agree with you. Okay, let's talk Celtics, baby. Okay, Celtics. So Celtics are up 2-1 in this series. So game 3 of this series, the Celtics were in control pretty much the whole game. Lowry playing his butt off. I told you guys last week, no shot unless Lowry plays well. And they needed Siakam to step up. So the problem the Raptors have right now, and this is something that we've also discussed, is that the Raptors don't have a superstar, right? They do it by committee. And I think that they play some of the best team basketball that you see in the NBA. The issue is you need Siakam to give you more, and Siakam is doing... Thank you, Pistol Pete. Oh, actually, Dallas fan, thank you for gifting that to Pistol Pete. Thank you very much. You need Siakam to give you more. And so last year in the playoffs, one of the things that happened with Siakam was he would give you like a really good game, and then you kind of wouldn't see him. Like if you look at the NBA Finals last year, Siakam gave you one really good game, like really good, and then you didn't see him again, right? But the difference was that you had Kawhi Leonard, which is kind of like when we think about this situation with Giannis, which is Kawhi Leonard gave you the consistency you needed, and he was your guy in the fourth quarter along with Lowry last year, right? However, every night it was Van Vliet had a good game, right? Well, so like, and then the next night, then Gasol would have a good night. Then the next night, Lowry would have a crazy night. And so you had this like this win by committee where Kawhi was like, he was your steady guy, right? He was your bread and butter. But then everyone else had one night where they did really good. But the thing with Siakam is you only really saw his impact in one of those games. And so what you're seeing right now is that's still the case. Siakam has not emerged. He just hasn't. And there was a lot of discussion about him 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago about like, it was a lot of debate about whether or not he was a superstar. And so I kind of feel like Siakam is kind of soft. And for a guy his size, you need him to be a little more physical. And so, like, whatever the case may be, he just has not stepped up, and the Raptors really need him to. So anyway, game 3, you end up with the Celtics with the lead pretty much the whole game. Lowry playing his butt off. The Raptors get the lead. They give up a bad play. The Celtics wind up. They have a bad offensive set. Celtics come back down the court, score, retake the lead with 0.5 seconds on the clock. All right. I'm sitting here and I'm editing videos for YouTube. All right. I got the game on my phone. All right. Everybody's asleep in my house. 0.5 seconds. I stop what I'm doing. They're going to do an inbound pass. Celtics defense looked great. Like, I was like, they're not even going to be able to get the ball in. Like, this game's over for sure. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, I cannot believe that the Raptors are going to go down 0-3. This is such a disappointment. Lowry inbounds the ball, like throws it up in the air like a huge arch to the other side of the court. Literally to the other side of the court. OG hits a 3. Like a crazy 3 with 0.5 seconds. Ball leaves his hand and you hear hits a 3 and wins it. I scream. I yelled. I was like, oh my gosh. I was so excited. It was actually one of the better games. I think it's probably been the best playoff game of the bubble so far. It was super exciting. What a great game, because it really was like there was so much effort. Like somebody was saying earlier that the Bucks are playing with effort. Nah. You want to see effort? Watch the Celtics versus the Raptors, game 3. I mean, everybody was hustling. There was tons of effort all over the court. Those are 2 well-coached teams, hands down. The scary thing I'm going to tell you right now about the Celtics is that they're going to get Hayward back at the end of this series, assuming they advance. The Celtics are the real deal. I just really thought they were a year away. I think it's good that the Celtics lost. I'm a Celtics fan. It keeps them humble and kind of a wake-up call. Yeah, I don't know if you want to lose this game. How you like Kemba Tatum duo? It's great to see young guys coming up behind such a solid, dedicated player like Kemba. So I think we actually did an analysis on Kemba 3 months ago here on the show. I'm sorry, I don't understand left cheeky hair. Left cheek hairy. And by the way, welcome back. Pre-L for the Bucks, Lakers, Nuggets, and the Celtics. I don't understand. I'm sorry. My left cheek is hairy. How'd you know? Because we have a Cheeky Bandit. So Cheeky is a longtime viewer. He's been here forever. Do you believe in Clippers making the finals? I do. Yeah, I do. I'll see Tito. When I watch the Raptors, there's something so San Antonio Spurs about them. The way they move the ball, the way they play team defense. I know. I'm with you, Scum Cooley. Yeah. I'm with you. So I am very disappointed in the Raptors. The last 2 possessions was a roller coaster. I'm with you, Luke. Yeah. I'm not sure how to feel about Hayward coming back. His offense will be good, but is it enough to make up for his terrible defense? Dude, I think you're better. I think you're better with Hayward than you are without him. So somebody was talking about the Celtics defense, or Celtics bench. I actually don't like the Celtics depth. I don't like the Celtics depth in particular in the playoffs. Well, here's what I'll say. So let me take a step back. So going into this season and throughout the regular season, when I looked at the Celtics, the thing that I kept saying to myself was they don't have the depth. They don't have the bench, right? However, in the bubble, right, where you don't have, so part of my thought process was in the playoffs, you have to have a solid bench, right? You have to be able to count on your guys because, hold on, wait for it. Hold on, Sketch, hold on. So you have to be able to rely on these guys when you go away. Now, in the bubble, I feel like they are playing way better than I had expected. And I think because the part of the reason why is because there's no home court advantage. So I feel like the Celtics have gotten great contributions in the bubble where I didn't think they were going to get that, is what I thought. Going before the bubble, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So, they didn't think that knee was intentional, I guess, but I was pissed too. Bucks, Lakers, Celtics, and Nuggets are all going to lose. I agree with you on the Bucks. I disagree. Well, I mean, I guess it depends on what we're talking about, Cheek Harry. Nuggets are going to lose, I think, yeah. You think the Celtics are going to lose to who, though? The Celtics, listen to me right now. The Celtics, if the Celtics advance past the Toronto Raptors, I'm not willing to give up on the Raptors yet. Exactly. That's why the Celtics are doing so much better. Correct. Yeah, correct. Yep. My dude, was my first time at your stream. We'll definitely be back. Great talks. Have an awesome day. Krakenese, thank you so much for the compliment. I'm happy that you enjoyed the show. I look forward to seeing you again. Thank you so much for hanging out, and thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Yeah, so right. So I think this was something that at the beginning of the NBA discussion I mentioned, which is I think the bubble, and actually in the NHL as well, right? So if you look at the Dallas Stars last night, they had a guy get 2 goals last night that got 1 goal all season. He played lights out, right? He was a huge factor in that game. And I mean, he apparently after the game, he was like, I just hope that they let me play again. Right. And this is because of this, the fact that there's no pressure. It really does allow some of these younger guys and some of these role players to shine because they don't have this immense pressure. These guys are literally playing in a gym. That's it. Like, this is like if they were playing like summer gym practice. That's kind of, I mean, it's not that basic, but that's kind of what's going on. You know what I mean? Oh, he got a hat trick. Look at that. He got 3. Agreed about the Celtics doing better than expected, but like you said about the Raptors, if the guys as a whole pick it up offensively, I think the Celtics can't keep up because of the way the Raptors play defense. And remember, that defense doesn't go into slumps. So here's the thing. So I said last year that I thought Brad Stevens was one of the best coaches in the NBA. I think Nick Nurse is the best coach in the NBA. I think this season he was the best coach in the NBA. Given what he had, and to be the 2 seed, I thought was crazy. I thought it was crazy. And so this is a really cool coaching matchup to see. I really think this is the way I had the East before the season started. The way I saw the East was Milwaukee 1, Philadelphia 2, Raptors 3, Celtics 4, Nets 5, and Heat 6. I think I just said that right. I think that's how I said it. So Philadelphia, because I really felt like Philadelphia had the personnel, but I think coaching is a problem there, and the way that team was constructed was poor. But I had the Raptors as 3. Because I said to myself, this is a team with championship experience. They've got a great coach, okay? And then when I looked at the Nets, I thought, well, they got Kyrie Irving, right? Obviously, they're not going to have KD, right? But they essentially have the same team they had last year, but with Kyrie Irving. So I was like, they should be better than they were last year. So obviously that didn't happen, and Kyrie got hurt and all that stuff, whatever. Philadelphia underachieved. And so the Raptors kind of become the beneficiaries of that. But I always thought that they were going to be a top 3 team in the NBA, in the East this season. And so here's the thing. I am with you on everything you just said. Okay. I'm with you on everything you said, Scum. I really do think that the issue is that the Celtics have the firepower and the Raptors don't right now because Siakam is not playing at the level that team needs him to play. Here's the thing. When you don't have a superstar, okay? Again, we can go back to the Bucks on this too, which is when you don't have a superstar that is going to step up for you in the 4th, you're going to have a problem when you play against teams that have that. And so Tatum, I think, is really starting to show he's a dependable guy for 4 quarters. He's going to play the whole game at a high level, and he's going to have high output. And so when I look at Nick Nurse and I look at Brad Stevens, I say, okay, coaching matchup, I'm going to say a draw. All right. Even though I think Nick Nurse is a better coach, I think he's got championship experience, right? Like he has... Like, if you were going to give it to somebody, I'd give the coaching matchup to Nick Nurse. However, I'm just going to say it's a draw because I really think that they're 2 great coaches, okay? When I look at their lineup, in my opinion, the Raptors have a more well-rounded team, whereas the Celtics have a very good nucleus, but they have a superstar. And so... This is an indictment. I think this series is an indictment of Siakam. When Tatum is outperforming Siakam, that's an indictment on Siakam. Okay. Van Vliet he's been a little bit up and down. Okay. Lowry is giving you what I thought he was going to give you. I think Lowry's played really well. Super high energy. Right? Like without Lowry, you guys aren't even in the series right now. So I mean, I don't know. I would tell you, I don't think it's looking good for the Raptors. I'm picking the Raptors to win this next game because I want the Raptors to advance, because I think it's an excellent story. Gasol looks meh out there and sort of awkward, in my opinion. He had some defensive lapses in that game, which are a big problem. Yeah, Siakam isn't playing at the level, but I don't think it's just him playing bad. Oh, no, it's not. I think Jaylen Brown is locking him down defensively. You can't let that happen if you're Siakam. You know what I mean? Like that's no excuse. I thought you were saying like other people are not playing where they need to. But I mean, like, look, like, I mean, I'm not trying to take anything away from Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown is supremely talented. Part of the reason why I think the Celtics have a bright future is because of Jaylen Brown. But if you are Siakam with your size, your athleticism, your shooting ability, and you have championship experience, and I know that some of you might be like, bro, why are you overstating the whole championship experience thing? But like, you have two really young guys in Tatum and Jaylen Brown, okay, that have not played in those butt clenching moments, versus a guy that has all the tools, the size, he has everything, and he has gone through that moment, and he's not outdoing them. He's not even competing with them, right? He's not even competing. It's a really big problem. Raps only winning a game by 2 with Tatum having an off game, though. Yep. Here's the thing. Think about this for a second. Think about this for a second, okay? So think about this for a second. Everything that happened in game 3, and the only way the Raptors could win was with a buzzer beater 3 with a full court pass to make that shot happen. It's not looking good. It's really not. And I think that I really do. If I had to point at somebody, I'm pointing at Siakam. Like that's when I watch the game. When I watch the game, that's the problem I see. So I put here Siakam not effective in game 3. Van Vliet was not hitting his shots. Second half, Kyle Lowry turned it on, but no one else did. So in the fourth quarter, Lowry was everything for the Raptors. These are my notes like throughout the game. So what I do is when I'm watching a game, I have my phone out and I'm just putting notes down, okay? As I see the thing, because there's so much and so many games, I forget all this stuff. So I write notes. So in the second half, third and fourth, but really in the fourth, Lowry went buck wild, okay? But nobody else did. When you're talking about defense, one of the notes I put was in the fourth quarter, the Raptors defense was not hustling. Now that might be because they were exhausted, because they had to, they were playing from behind the whole game. So, and I don't know, I have the stats from that game too, or the 2 games. It was a hard fought win, not how you want to win them. I completely agree. Siakam is the difference maker. Also the fact that our bench doesn't make the difference in the bubble. Yep. We keeping a schedule here or just winging it? I'm just going with the flow, but we have NFL next, yeah. So Leonard Fournette gets released by the Jags. So I started here for 2 reasons, because I think this has major implications in terms of the NFL, the landscape for 2021. But in addition to that, I mean, what the hell's going on in Jacksonville, dude? Like, what is the problem in Jacksonville? Now, we know that Fournette's had some issues, right? Like, I think he's missed some practice, right? He's had a couple little like locker room issues. But the question is, why is it that so many players hate playing for the Jacksonville Jaguars? Jacksonville's a hot mess. What is up with that? He told them to sign Cam Newton. You think that's the problem? He didn't. I mean, this just in, like right now, Deshaun Watson got 160 million for 4 years. Really? Mega bucks. Nice, dude. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Deshaun Watson, according to Suspense, I have not verified this independently. This is coming in from Suspense. But Deshaun Watson has just signed a 4-year, $160 million contract. So he's making 40 million a year. Schefter confirmed it. Thank you, Elton. 100% worth it. He's been very good, yeah. Because some issues vouching for another quarterback when they already had one. You think that's why they released him? And if that's why they released him, they're stupid. They're dumb. And he didn't, like, I heard that interview. It wasn't like, it wasn't like he said, oh, we should sign Cam Newton and be done with it, right? Like, he was saying, he's like, we should have competition at every position. And I don't disagree with that. I don't know why that's a problem. I mean, well, I don't know. Maybe. Fournette shouldn't be a headline. Laugh out loud. He's an average running back that gets average 2 yards per carry. Not a big fan. Really? You don't think it should be a headline? Well, I think it's a huge headline, and I'm going to tell you why. Number one, I disagree with you saying that he's an average running back. So we're actually going to pull up his stats right now. Hang on one second. And while I do that, part of the reason why this is a big headline is because he's now moved to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right? I think he signed a 1-year, $3 million deal, roughly. And so, all right. So, all right. So, number one, you're wrong. Okay. Factually incorrect, Toronto. All right. So he rushed for 1,152 yards last season. Okay. He averaged 4.3 yards a carry. All right. So you said he's a 2-yard average running back. No, he's a 4.3 yard per carry running back. Now, that's actually not the biggest thing. I think that's not the, like, that's huge, right? I think that's really good, right? He was the 7th in terms of yards in 2019. But aside from that, his receiving is incredible. So he caught 134 balls. I'm sorry, 76 passes in 2019 for 522 yards. All right. And he averaged 6.9 yards a carry. So now, why is this important? Number one, I think he's got very good stats. All right. That's number one. Number two is that now the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are stacked and they have a legitimate running back. I want you to think about something for a second. So Housen, which he's a longtime viewer, but for some reason he doesn't like hanging out here with us on Saturdays. But he's been saying that Tom Brady's washed up. All right. So when you look at Tom Brady, I mean, would you say, in my opinion anyway, well, would you say that Tom Brady is better right now than Peyton Manning was the year that the Denver Broncos won the Super Bowl? So in my opinion, Tom Brady is better than Peyton Manning was in his final season with the Denver Broncos when they won a Super Bowl. Peyton Manning was atrocious. I mean, he couldn't throw like a 7-yard out. It was really bad. Okay, really, really bad. I mean, I think he was probably hurt is the issue, but I mean, he couldn't even throw a 7-yard out. It was crazy, like crazy bad. So I think Tom Brady is better right now than where Peyton Manning was that season. Okay. The offensive firepower that the Bucks have right now, I know it's a really low bar. I know. I'm trying to set that bar really, really low because the Bucks actually have a decent defense. They have 3 really good wide receivers. They just picked up the 7th best running back in the NFL. Okay. They have one of the better tight ends, and they have what some people consider the best tight end in the history of the NFL in Gronkowski coming out of retirement. Okay. I mean, dude, the play action passes, the screen passes, the little bubble passes to Fournette. Bro, I don't know how you stop the Buccaneers now. The only real question is going to be the offensive line. So, but okay, so the question going into this, okay, the question going into this season for me with the Bucks, forget about the coronavirus for a second, because I think that, you know, who knows what that ends up doing to the season, but the question going in to this season for the Bucks was, what's going to happen with their offensive line, right? They drafted an offensive lineman, right? Some people say they got the best offensive lineman in the draft. And so you figure they're going to shore up their O-line. Them picking up Fournette is going to erase a lot of the issues on that offensive line. And I'm going to tell you why. And this is for a couple reasons. So on their run blocking, right, is they just got a running back that can erase some of the mistakes that they're going to make from a blocking perspective, okay? So he makes their job a little easier. They still have to block, right? Now, but in terms of passing, assuming that Fournette can be effective, right? Now you're going to have the play action threat coming from Fournette. Like, you have to game plan for that. So that's one. Two is passing out of the backfield, right? Now that creates a situation for the linebackers, because they have to worry about Fournette coming out of the backfield for little dump passes. And that creates an issue for the cornerbacks, right? Because they're dealing with 3 wide receivers and potentially 2 tight ends that just are going to wreak havoc all over the field. And what the person that people consider the greatest quarterback of all time in Tom Brady, even if he can't throw the deep ball, I mean, they're going to keep defenses on their heels the whole time. I don't know. I mean, I think this is a huge signing. Gronk can sort of fill in whatever holes opens in the plays as it develops. Block, receive. I don't know if he's going to be a blocker. Given his chemistry with Brady, I think there's a logic to it. Yeah, the Gronk signing was a head scratcher for me. Really? Depends how they're going to play it, sure. But he's not going to be the same Gronk he used to be. He'll have to adjust his game. Yeah, I would agree with that, Bob. Yeah. I'm with you on that, Bob. Hey, what's up, Johnson? How you doing? I'm probably wrong, but having him in Tampa Bay is a win-win, but just not a huge Fournette fan. Stats do support your claim. Yeah, I mean, like, look, when Fournette was with LSU, I thought, man, this guy could be crazy. He got into the NFL and it just kind of seemed quiet, right? And it seems like maybe he's had some locker room issues, if you will. And so then maybe that's a contributing factor. But here's the thing. In Tampa, that's not going to be an issue. Number one, Arians is a very good coach. Tom Brady's going to be managing the locker room, right? You're not going to have issues with Fournette this season. If Fournette has any problems this season, he's going to have a hard time getting a contract. Here's the other thing. Think about this. They signed him to a 1-year deal. Think about that for a second. So if he wants to get paid, he needs to play well. So he also has the incentive to be an all-star. I miss Arians as a Cardinals fan. I think he's a very good coach. This really could be the year Atlanta or Carolina could go 9-7 and finish last in the division. Right. So that was one of the things I wanted to talk about. Okay. So, I put Saints or Bucks. Yeah, like Buccaneers. Sorry, but I messed that up. My bad. So hold on one second. Let's look at the NFL, NFC West. Is it West or is it the Central Division? No, it's not the West. It's or is it the South? NFC South. Yeah, I think it's South. Let me see. Okay, so yeah, it's the South. Okay, so I put in here, and let me fix that because that's gonna annoy me that I messed that up. So hold on, let me fix that real quick for you. So, but the question here is Saints or Buccaneers? Who you taking? Who you taking, baby? Oh, I don't think I can fix that. Never mind. I can't fix it. Well, I think I might mess up the picks if I do it, so I'm not gonna do that. So, okay, NFC South, you have the Saints, the Falcons, the Buccaneers, and the Panthers. Bucks +4 all day long. What's up, Wahoo Sam? Can you wear Raiders gear next week? I don't know. I don't know if I can get it in time, man. I've been having a lot of issues with Amazon delivering my stuff, Wahoo. And I actually probably need to pump the brakes on the monies. Like, so for example, this shirt cost me 24 bucks and then the hat cost me like 20 bucks. And I've been doing that every week. So I'm kind of breaking the bank. If you guys have any gear you want to send to me, you can always send it to the P.O. Box address, okay? Hey, what's up, Night Night? How's it going? I'm back. Changed my name. Okay. All right. Pete. Okay. You guys are confusing me with all the name changes. It's all good, though. Saints are going to kick their ass week 1 NFC South. What's up, Scoobs? How you doing? Gronk signing only a head scratcher because the offense and tight end core was already so deep. Yeah, that's true. But overall, I still think it's a great signing. Brady gets his best friend back. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I think people set expectations too high for Fournette just because of his college pedigree, because I'd take him on my team easy. I'm with you, the other AZ. Yeah. Dude, Dallas fan, really, seriously, thank you so much for all the gifted subs. Thank you very much, Dallas fan. And Stamina, welcome. You were just gifted a sub by Dallas fan. Dude, Dallas fan, thank you so much, dude. Like, seriously, thank you so much. Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I think Fournette did have high expectations because of what he did in LSU, but he also hasn't been with a great organization, so it's hard to hold that against him. I would tell you that this will be an interesting season with Fournette on Tampa. I mean, so really quick, let's take a look at the Tampa Bay roster, okay? So let's take a look here. So let's take so we're going to look at okay. So we're just looking at offense. I'm not going to talk defense yet. Okay. Obviously, they have Tom Brady, right? So Tom Brady's going to be their quarterback. Leonard Fournette's going to be their running back. They also have LaShawn McCoy. And so he could spell Fournette or he might get cut. Who knows, right? Tight end wise, so they're gonna have Gronkowski. That's gonna be huge, right? I think Gronkowski is gonna be really, really big for them, and they're gonna have Leggett. I mean, they're super deep. They're so deep at tight end, man. It's crazy. So they do have a lot of depth, and I think that Gronkowski is gonna be in like specific packages. I think that's why Gronkowski is such a big deal for them. And then when you think about wide receiver, I mean, they have Goodwin and they have Evans, right? They have Goodwin and they have Evans. I mean, dude, from a skill position perspective, I just don't think you can find a better offense in the NFL this year. Yeah, he's going to see super limited snaps. Buccaneers will be make or break on defense, in my opinion. Offensively, they have an absolute top team, but they won't do much in the playoffs if the defense falters. What's your take? I think, so here's the thing, Bob. Bob, if we were having this conversation 4 years ago, I would be with you 1,000%. The only divergence that I have is that when you look at the NFL over the course of the last 2 years and the way the rules have changed, offense has become more important than defense. It used to be, defense wins championships, right? But offense has become a bigger deal in the NFL because of the way the rules stack up in favor of quarterbacks. Okay? When you look at the Kansas City Chiefs defense, I think we would all agree that the Kansas City Chiefs defense is not one of the premier defenses in the NFL. As a matter of fact, if we look at the Super Bowl, if we look at the 2019-2020 season Super Bowl, who had the better defense? The San Francisco 49ers or the Kansas City Chiefs? And who won? Now, I would say that the Kansas City Chiefs defense played very, very good. Very, very good in the Super Bowl. Considering, right? Like, they surprised me a little bit. But the Bucks defense is not a bad defense. The Bucks have a decent defense. I would say they have a good defense. I would say the Bucks have at least at least as good of a defense as the Kansas City Chiefs. And as a matter of fact, let's take a look at something here. Hold on a second. Let's check something. Hold on. Okay, so defensive rankings in 2019. Hold on one second. I'm looking for it. So the Tampa Bay Bucks were the 29th overall defense, and the Kansas City Chiefs, oh, actually they were the 7th ranked defense. Oh, interesting. What's the margin of error on this though? 5,000 yards total offense was allowed, and Kansas City allowed 5,594. So it looks like this was a takeaway thing. Wait a second. Hold on a second. Yeah, no. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. The Bucks also play the Saints twice a year. True. Yes. That's true. Yeah, that's actually a very good point. You're right. Who just said that? Wahoo. Wahoo's actually right about that. I need to jet, so I'm gonna miss battle trivia this week, but I've been looking for a great stream Saturday mornings. And boy, did I find one in you. Keep it up, man. Well, dude, Brain, thank you so much for the compliment. Brain, did you get in the pick'ems as well? Brain, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. I hope that we'll see you again. Really, really, really thank you for the kind words. And I hope you have a great weekend. And hopefully, maybe we'll catch you during the week, too. Don't forget, guys, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I stream as well. But we do video game content. So if you like... Radical, thank you. Thank you, brother. If you like video games and you like sports... I mean, I'm just saying, like, I don't know who else is going to give it to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got the wood for days, baby. If you like video games and you like sports, easy peasy, baby. 9 more for pick'ems, guys. If you want to win a $10 gift card, jump in the pick'ems. That division will absolutely be the most exciting in the league this year, especially if Carolina plays well. Don't forget that Atlanta also picked up, what's his name? What's the running back's name from the Rams? I forgot his name now. I forget his name now, but they also picked him up. And so, you know, he might be hungry. You know what I'm saying? Gurley. Thank you, Tear Grass. Thank you. Yeah, so, I mean, like, that division is exciting. It really is. Now, what do you guys think about Kamara holding out? Like, do you think, what do you think the impact is on the Saints in terms of that? Ask chat why they hate puppies. Every person that doesn't enter pick'ems, house and kicks a puppy. 9 more. So Shadow's right about this, guys. Shadow's right about this. If you do not enter the pick'ems, that means you hate puppies. Because we have a guy that hangs out here. His name's Housen, and he's kind of a rager. And whenever we don't get to 100 viewers in the pick'ems, he hurts his puppy. So, like, we need you to save a puppy's life right now. If you want to save a puppy today, you have to enter the pick'ems. Otherwise, you are complicit in his raging. No, caps do not matter, Vulture. No, they don't matter. It's picks, so it's plural. So it's exclamation point picks. P-I-C-K-S space, and then do all your picks together, okay? And we only need 9 people. All right, so there were some comments that I don't want to have missed here. Speed, and what's up, buddy? Welcome back, my brother. How you doing? Oh, no, I read that already. Picks save pups. I like that. I like that slogan. I think Drew Brees' comments ruined a lot of Saints chemistry. Oh, man. You know what, JD? I forgot about that. You still there, JD? I totally forgot about that. I did. In my opinion, if Kamara doesn't play, Saints don't get wild card. Really? That big of a deal? Holy cow. You just kind of blew me away on that. Let's take a look at Kamara's stats. 2019 stats. Like, so what does he bring to the table? Let's take a look. So 2019, Alvin Kamara, he rushed for 797 yards. He caught 533 yards. He was targeted 97 times and he caught 81 passes. He had 5 touchdowns, 6 touchdowns if you count his receiving touchdowns. I don't know. I mean, you don't think they'll make the wild card? Picks, save pups. I know, I'm with you. I'm with you on it. What up, Aqua? How's it going? Didn't Breeze walk back his comments and was convinced otherwise, though? Yeah, he did. Honestly, I think that situation was a little overblown, though. Yeah, I think that situation was a little overblown. Like, if you watch the full interview, that situation was a little overblown. How many puppies could a punter punt if a punter could punt puppies? Keep in mind, Kamara played with a torn MC. Oh, I didn't realize that, Big P. He said he was thinking about his grandfather, but didn't realize the full scope of things. You can't walk back those type of comments. I'm sorry, but it's true. Yeah, I don't know. You know, like, I actually, that situation, I feel like that situation was really overblown. I really do. Yeah. In particular with, like, Drew Brees has done a lot to help less fortunate people. Like, he's really gone out of his way and, like, tried to be like really good to the community, you know what I mean? And he's, like, been very vocal about that. And so I don't know, like, I actually really think that specific situation was really overblown. People got, like, really upset about it. I don't know. I think so. Sean Payne isn't doing a good job, in my opinion. He's just holding on because he's not a complete failure, but I really don't think we can win with Peyton anymore. Really? Man, he's considered one of the better coaches. He's considered one of the better coaches. I don't know. I can't really comment on that, to be honest with you. Like, that's a hot take. How many of you in chat think Sean Payton's not a good coach? I would have agreed with Bree's original comments years ago. I'm not the same now. Good faith discussions go a long way. Love your streams, and this is my first one. Can't wait till the next stream, but I sadly have to go. Have an amazing day, everyone. All right, Pete, take it easy. Thanks again. And Pete's gonna be easier for me to remember too. Hey, what's up, Lynx? How's it going? So what happens when we reach 100 pick'ems? We, like, streamers pop and all that stuff, all that good stuff. So I don't know. So here, you guys got to make a pick. You guys got to make a pick here. Saints or Bucks? Who are you picking? Who are you picking to win the South? NFC South. Who's gonna win it? You think the Saints or Packers will pick up AB? If I was either of those teams, I wouldn't pick him up. Yeah. Ice Bank. Yeah. If I was either the Saints or the Packers, if I had, it doesn't matter what team I had. If I was the Jacksonville Jaguars, I wouldn't pick up Antonio Brown. Yeah. I mean, Antonio Brown has some real issues, and I think those issues need to get sorted out before, if I was a GM or a coach or a player, before I would want him in the locker room with my team. I'm glad Antonio's gone from the Steelers. You should be, Yo Fonz. I'm gonna be close, but I think it's gonna be close, but I think Saints will still win out. Okay. Bucks don't win 10 games. I'm holding to it. Yo, I love Scoobs, bro. I love Scoobs. Scoobs is a guy, he, like, when it comes to sports, in particular the NFL, he wears his heart on his sleeve. Dude, really? You don't think they're going to win 10 games? Okay, let's go through their season, okay? Let's take a look at the Tampa Bay Bucks 2020 schedule, okay? All right, let's take a look at their schedule. Okay, so Tampa, week 1 is going to play the Saints. So I'm just going to say you're right. It's okay. So I'm going to say you're right. So they lose that game. All right, so they're 0-1. They're going to beat Carolina in week 2. They're 1-1. Broncos, they're going to beat the Broncos. They're going to be 2-1. They're going to play the Chargers. They're going to beat the Chargers. They're going to be 3-1. They're going to play the Bears. They're going to beat the Bears. They're going to be 4-1. I'm going to say they lose to the Packers just because. So they'll be 4-2. They play the Raiders. Then they play the Giants. They could end up 6-2 before they play the Saints again. Okay. So then let's say they lose to the Saints again. They're going to be 6-3 here. Play Carolina again. 7-3. They play the Rams. 8-3. They play the Chiefs. I'll give it to the Chiefs. They're going to be 8-4. Minnesota. They're going to beat Minnesota. 9-4. They play the Falcons, Detroit, and the Falcons. Bro, you are crazy if you do not think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are gonna win at least 10 games. And the Packers don't suck. The Packers won 13 games last season. The Packers do not suck. Screenshot this, Covert. Tampa will flop with the Brady. Okay, no. I'm not letting you do that. No. Listen, you got to match Scoobs. So Scoobs didn't say, oh, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to fail. He said they're not going to win 10 games. Big P, give me what your prediction is. How many games do the Bucks win this season? Don't make me take out my Bucks gear, bro. Do not make me take out my Bucks gear. I'm just saying. Bucks won't lose to anyone in the North. Bucks definitely don't win 10 games. Bucks offense stacked. Brady will not be throwing 30 picks like Winston. I predict they go 8-8 at best. Scoobs. Wait. Hold on. Scoobs, Big P just outdid you. I need to know what you think their best record is going to be. He's saying 8-8 at best. I need to know what your prediction is for their best possible record. Big P is super homer, though. Scorching take, Big P. Crazy, dog. You guys are on that good stuff. Don't sleep on the Panthers. Yo, this is crazy. Bucks going 8-8 with this schedule is worse F up than Cleveland last year. I'm telling you. Okay, no, he's not trolling. Big P's actually crazy. Yeah, he's actually crazy. Bucks 10-6 is reasonable. Like easy mode suspense. Wait, Scoob, don't hide, bro. Everyone got better Packers. Packers made their QB mad by, yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, I don't disagree with that, Scooby. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. They needed a decent quarterback. Bridgewater is a great game manager. Their defense isn't bad. 9-7. Okay. All right. You know, listen, I'm not going to say, you know, that's not unreasonable, Scooby. It is the NFL. But here's the other thing to think about, Scoobs, is how many teams have players that have opted out. Tampa's been relatively unaffected by that. And they have a super high-powered offense. And I don't know if you know this, but they just signed Leonard Fournette to a 1-year, $3 million deal. Listen, you don't have to wait much longer. Kansas City game coming up. We need 2 people in pick'ems. Question is, will they be able to utilize the short, quick passing routes to keep Brady clean? I see matchups with Chargers and Bears problematic because of their rush. So here's the thing. So stitching Jules, I don't disagree with you about the Chargers to a certain extent. So the Chargers have this really great team, but they also don't have a quarterback. So offensively, they're gonna run into issues and they're gonna be susceptible there. So that's why I would say, like, if the Chargers had gotten Teddy Bridgewater, I actually would have picked the Chargers in that game. Or if they would have picked up somebody, or Cam Newton. If the Chargers would have picked up Cam Newton, I mean, like, what? Like, easy. I take the Chargers over the Bucks there. With the Bears, the reason why I'm not willing to pick the Bears over the Bucks in that matchup is because we don't know what's going to happen at quarterback with the Bucks. I mean, I think that what's his face ends up taking the job, but the problem is, like, which Nick Foles are we going to end up getting here, right? Are we going to get Super Bowl Nick Foles, or are we gonna get like the Jags Nick Foles? So that's the question. Giants 16-0. I don't think so, Mitch. Yeah, I don't think so. Vikings will have a better record than the Bucks. I disagree with that wholeheartedly. I think them losing Stephon Diggs is a really big deal, and Cook is not happy. So I disagree with that. Like the Vikings, here's the thing. I actually like the Vikings coach. So the Vikings do have like good prospect, but I feel like it seems like there's some key players that are not happy. And I do think them losing Diggs is a really big deal. Denver can beat the Bucks with their run game. Scoobs, you do realize that they got Leonard Fournette, right? Right? You do realize that? Yeah. So like if we're gonna ground and pound it, they've got Leonard Fournette. Kirk is not elite. Who said Kirk is elite? Because hold on, I'm looking to ban somebody right now. Did somebody say Kirk Cousin is elite? Does that help? Wait, what? Scoobs, do you not think that Leonard Fournette is a huge pickup for the Bucks? I'm gonna have a heart attack. Jags were shit with him. Yeah, I know, because they had a shit team. But when you look at the skill positions, if you look at the skill positions, Scoob, when you look at the offensive firepower that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had before last Sunday, and then you add Leonard Fournette in there, how do you not think that's huge? I like Ronald Jones more as well. No one said he was elite. Oh, okay. Got you, Hatsup. Okay. What is that headband? This is a green headband that I put on for the Celtics gear because Amazon screwed me on not one, but two purchases to wear a Celtics cap today. Bucks have at least a solid option everywhere on offense now. No question. I'm with you, Bob. If they overuse Leonard, he will 100% get injured. They don't have to overuse him because they also have LaShawn McCoy. To spell him, right? And they have all these other offensive options. And their head coach is Bruce Arians, which is like, he's one of the great offensive minds in the NFL. You guys are really crazy. Like, I'm actually ready to get upset. And I don't get upset about this stuff. You guys are about to trigger me. You guys are about to trigger me. They have Bruce Arians as their head coach. They have Tom Brady. Even if he plays as a game manager, he's arguably the greatest quarterback of all time, okay? They have Mike Evans. They have Gronkowski, which is going to be in situational packages. They have Leonard Fournette. They're tight. They got a dynamic duo at tight end. They got a dynamic duo at wide receiver. Okay, right. Their defense is not that great, but it's not that bad either. Okay. So wait a second. Hold on, Hoagie. Wait a second. So again, I'm gonna go back to what Bob asked me earlier. I'm gonna tell you what Bob asked me earlier, which is, do I think that they can win with that defense? And the question is, or the answer is yes, because number one, the NFL over the last 2 years has had this monumental shift towards offensive play because of the rules. Okay, so quarterbacks, like, offenses are more explosive than ever now. Okay, 1, 2. Look at the Kansas City Chiefs. Wait a second. I'm sorry. Did the Kansas City Chiefs defense like blow anybody's socks off last year? I don't think so. And they won the Super Bowl. And oh, by the way, they were facing the #1 defense in the NFL. And so defense didn't win them a Super Bowl, son. I don't know, bro. You guys are crazy. Now, if you told me, well, there may be chemistry issues on this team. Okay, maybe I could see that. That would go back to Tom Brady and the head coach, though. And so I would say that I still don't think it's likely. But like that is something like, okay, maybe, because you have so many superstars, you have so much firepower. That maybe some people get mad that they're not getting the ball and all that stuff. I know, yeah, no, we looked at that earlier, Hoagie. How do you think Rivers will do on the Colts? Could they be a surprise team or not? I don't know. Like, when last seen, I thought Phillip Rivers looked really bad. Oh, we got to 100 viewers in the pick'ems. Thank you so much. Can I just stop for a second? I just want to say thank you to everybody that's here and everybody that's been here. Thank you so much. My goal every week is to have 100 people join the pick'ems, and we did that today. Thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you. I really appreciate it. I know we have a bunch of new people here today. Welcome to the channel. I hope you're enjoying the broadcast. I hope you enjoy the conversation. I hope you're enjoying chat. I hope you enjoy our pick'ems, and don't go anywhere. Listen to me right now. Do not change the dial. Okay, we still have the best part of the entire stream still to come. We still have the best part of the entire stream yet to come. Pick'ems. Or not pick'ems, sorry. Battle trivia. Best part. You do not want to miss battle trivia. Battle trivia is tons of fun. Is it the dancing part? Shut up, Johnny. Johnny, you were dethroned this week. It's embarrassing. Chiefs D was elite in the playoff run. The same defense that went down double digits in every single playoff game. So this is what I would say, Haysad. So Haysad is right, okay? So if you look at the playoff run... You're such a scumbag. It's too easy. Hold on a second. So Panther, SCG, Ice Bank, I'm Glide, Star Mark, oh my gosh, it's Ricky, EFZ, Cranky Kitten, Wahoo Sam, Specs, Mistyping, Gustavo, what's up, Gustavo? Soundcast Live, Effin, Shitbox, Hasher, Joey Rogers, Chifa, Patiz, Sir Louis, and Mr. Mayhem. What's up, Mr. Mayhem? Welcome back. If I just said your name, you were gifted a sub by Johnny Boy. Johnny Boy, thank you very much. Also, Stitching Jules, thank you very much for the Prime. Thank you very, very much. That's great. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I'm happy to see that you guys are having a good time. Johnny Boy is goated. Chiefs offense is super high powered. Defense stats are going to be inflated when playing ahead. I think that's a good point too. Here's the thing is I feel like the thing that the Chiefs had was they had a good pass rush, and that is what evened out their defense. Their run defense is atrocious though. Okay. They have one of the best safeties in the NFL, and so that helps a lot. But when you look at the Tampa Bay defense, it's kind of similar, right? When you look at yards allowed, because we went over this, right? So I don't who was it that was saying this. I'm trying to remember who it was in chat. Was it Hoagie? Yeah, it was Hoagie. So Hoagie was trying to say how the Chiefs had the Chiefs defense wasn't bad, and the Chiefs defense actually in the Super Bowl, I think, outperformed what I expected, right? So you do have to kind of give it up for the Chiefs defense in the Super Bowl. However, as presently constructed, the Bucks kind of have a similar setup, right? They have a decent pass rush, okay? And their run defense is not that great, but they've addressed some of those needs, right? And so I mean, I would tell you, I expect the Bucks defense to be better than it was last year. Okay. And their offense is going to be crazy good. Crazy good. Again, could a 9-7 happen? Yeah. Maybe Scoobs isn't that crazy in terms of that. Like, that could happen. But if I had to put money down, I would say Bucks are going to win at least 10 games. And I actually think they're going to take the South. Boom. Done. Big P, rage now.
Big P, go ahead, baby. Go ahead and rage on me, son. Go ahead and rage, bro.
So this is what I'm saying. I'm saying right here, right now, Bucks take the South. You're wrong like usual. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, Big P. Yeah. Yeah, how did your Pelicans do in the playoffs? Oh, they didn't make the playoffs, did they? Oh my gosh, look at that. Who was wrong about that? I'm sorry. Big P? How did the Pelicans do in the playoffs? You said the Pelicans were going to make the playoffs. That's what you said. You said they were going to make the playoffs. I'm going to give it to you even better. They didn't even make the play-in. The Pelicans didn't even get to participate in the play-in. They weren't even allowed to compete for a chance to play in the playoffs because they folded. You were wrong. So anyway, I'm going to say the Bucks win the South. Saints ain't making the playoffs either. Oh, that's a hot take. That's a hot take. Given the balance in the NFL, 8-8 could make the playoffs. Yeah, I don't know. Like, so now that they added a team to make the NFL playoffs, I would say that it's probably pretty likely that the Saints would make the playoffs. But I can say the same thing about the Bucks, right? Like, even if the Bucks kind of fell apart, I think they could still make the playoffs. Looks like Covert's going homer. Laugh out loud. Season is close, and now we see his true colors. I'm not a Tampa Bay fan, although I do love that you guys hate them. Here, let's take a look at this. Hold on. All right. So let's take a look at the NFC. All right. So I would say the Niners and the Seahawks should make the playoffs. So that's 1, 2. So wait, how many teams can make the playoffs now? Is it 9? You saying the Bucks make the NFL playoffs? Kappa? What's up, Goof Off? How you doing? What's your take on the Falcons? I don't think the Falcons are going to make it in. That's what we're going to do right now. I had to use sunglasses from all the shade. It's 7 teams. Okay. Okay, thanks. Okay, so Niners, Seahawks, right? I'm going to say make it, okay? I'm going to skip the NFC North because they're a disaster, okay? Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, and Redskins. Jesus. I'm going to say Saints and Bucks. That's 4. So 3 other teams can make it in here, okay? And so the NFC East is usually a disaster, and I think the NFC North is going to be a disaster. So I'm going to give it to, I want to say the Vikings, but I'm going to say the Packers. And then I don't know what to tell you about the NFC East. It's either going to be the Eagles or the Cowboys again. I want to say Eagles. I want to say Eagles because they're going to be healthy this season. But it should be the Cowboys, okay? So I want to say Eagles, but it should be the Cowboys. It should be. But the Cowboys are a disaster every single season.
How about them Cowboys?
The Cowboys are a disaster every season. It should be the Cowboys, but I'm going to say the Eagles. So the way I see the NFC right now is Niners, Seahawks, Packers. I'm just going to say Eagles, Saints, and Falcons. Boom. I'm sorry, Saints and Bucks. Sorry, Saints and Bucks. Okay, so who am I saying is not going to make the playoffs in the NFC? Panthers, Falcons, Redskins, Giants, Cowboys, Lions, Bears, Vikings, oh my, Cardinals, and Rams. Those are the teams that I'm saying are not going to make the playoffs. Giants 16-0. What up, Miller Time? How's it going? Welcome back, my brother. You had it right with the Bucks left out. Really? Really? Just getting rid of Garrett should add a few wins to the schedule. That's true. I can't stand Cowboys fans. Aqua, why?
How about them Cowboys?
What's the matter? Let me see here. Do we need to discuss NFC East? No, please, let's not. Thank God I'm a Stars fan. I like CD a lot. Giants in a few years, hopefully. Yeah. Kid Nothing. I feel like, you know, it's weird. The Giants organization, in particular their GM, he gets a lot of flack. But I mean, I feel like he's made decent moves. Like he hasn't been perfect. He hasn't been perfect, but I feel like he's made some good moves for them. It's weird. Like, I don't know what's up with all the hate. Like all the Giant hate that I see on TV, bro. No, I think the Giants, I think in the next year, I think will emerge as a front runner in the NFC East. Because I feel like they're doing it systematically. Dallas is just like, man, I don't know what the hell goes on in Dallas. It's the weirdest thing. And then the Eagles seem like there's maybe a chemistry issue in the locker room. I don't know. Because they have that dumb phrase that they scream all the time. What is it? Hold on, Aqua. Is it this one?
How about them Cowboys?
How dare you disparage my beloved Cardinals? Danny Dimes going to be great if he can control turnovers. Yeah, that's a big question. The Giants hate is simply because it's New York. Giants could actually be 8-8. Oh, I can see that. Yeah. Okay, so hold on a second. This is really important. These are the hot takes right now. Okay. Big P. We're saying this here. So just so you guys know, at the end of this broadcast, I clip this all out. And tomorrow I upload it to YouTube. So we have a running history of every single sports broadcast that we've had here. Okay. Now, here are the hot takes. Big P says that the Bucks are going to go 8-8. Scoobs says that the Bucks are going to be 9-7. And I'm saying that the Bucks are going to win the NFC South. Wait. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Hold on. No. Let's make it worse. So Big P is saying that the Bucks are going to be 8-8 at best. At best. Look at the Giants offensive line from 05 to 07. They grew together. And Shadow says, thank you, chat, for saving 100 puppies. Where you got the Patriots this year, I think Bills are running that division and then won the Super Bowl in 08. Yeah, I mean, it takes time. I'd rather you build that way, Miller time. You know what I mean? So I'm with you on that, dude. What do I think about the Patriots this year? It's interesting. But so I had the Bills winning that division. And then when the Patriots picked up Cam Newton, I thought this actually could be very interesting. And I thought, well, you could see the Patriots make a push on the Bills, right? However, the Patriots have lost so many people on the defensive side of the ball to, opting out from this season that right now I would just say the Bills are going to take that division. Like they should. Like if the Bills don't take that division, I don't know what Scoobs is going to do. Cam sucks. Stop it. He does not suck. You stop it. You guys need to stop it. Cam Newton does not suck. And Cam Newton in the Patriots organization, you could see a resurgence. He's above average. I would agree with that. Yeah. He's at least above average. Big P's take is so scorching hot, I can use it to cook my Christmas ham in preparation for Tampa Bay's postseason run. I like his stamina. I like it. What's up, Wisconsin Wookie? Welcome back. Head case with a suitcase. What's up? Welcome back as well. If it's the Cam that made it to the Super Bowl for the Panthers, big W for the Pats. Cam doesn't suck, but he's an overrated D. He does seem like he can be a douchebag at times. Although I am thinking, goof off, that he is going to come in a little more humbled. And his statements yesterday support what I thought. He has come in humbled. Okay. Nobody wanted him. And he is now with arguably the best organization in the entire NFL. And so I would tell you that I think you might see some crazy stuff from Cam Newton this season. The problem, so here are the two problems that the Patriots have. One is they have lost some major players on the defensive side of the ball due to the coronavirus and players opting out. That's number one. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest problem that the Patriots have right now. Number two, they lack offensive firepower, right? They don't have any like sexy players on the offensive side of the ball. And so because of that, you have to then say, well, their defense is not going to be as good as last year. Like maybe not even close. They lost Hightower and they lost what's his face? I forgot what his name is. The DB. I mean, those two guys are like they're captains, dude. You know, those are huge parts. And so Cam Newton might not have anybody to throw to. That's a big problem. Von Noy. So that's not the guy I'm thinking though, Endless. There's somebody else. There's a third piece. I forgot his name though. He's got like I forgot what the other guy's name was. If you guys say it, Chung, thank you. Boom. Thank you, B-Wash. B-Wash, what's up, bro? How have you been? Gosh darn it. So Chung, Vanoy, and Hightower. They lost like you're talking about like if you think about an elevated structure, okay? And it has 4 pillars and you took away 3, what happens to that structure? Whoop, it falls over, right? So I think that the Patriots have a really big problem on the defensive side of the ball. Now we're going to come back to this in a second. I think Cam Newton is going to be humbled. I think he's a physical phenom, but I think the problem for him is he may not have people to throw the ball to. And that's an issue, right? I thought if the Patriots could have got Leonard Fournette, that could have been a big help, but they don't have him. Now, this is the one caveat that I'm going to give Patriots fans, okay? The one thing I'm going to throw out here is that it's the Patriots. And so it's kind of like the Miami Heat where they find like unrestricted free agents and stuff that you're just like, who the hell is this guy and how is he so good, right? Like, how did they find him? And so that's the only thing that I would throw out there is that if any organization can figure out how to cover up those issues, it's going to be the Patriots. But if we're talking like everything on the line, I'm saying the Bills win that division. And I got to tell you, if Scoobs is still out there, the Bills better win this division. Because if they don't, I'm going to bring so much heat at you that you're probably going to leave the channel. I'm just saying, okay? Like the Bills better run the table, dog. Bills are straight trash. Oh no, Belness, you should not have said that. For your sake and our sake, we have to hope that Scoobs is not here. Belness said the Bills are Bills softer than some baby poop. Do we even know if Cam is going to be Cam at this point? We don't know that. Yeah, Bob. Agree. Bills look good to go playoffs again this season. Who made the other better, Brady or Bill? I don't know. I'm not sure. Like, I hear that conversation come up a lot. Like, people have been talking about that for years. I don't know. I think Tom Brady is a very good quarterback, but I don't know. Troll is all. Won't waste my time. Wait, what? Just flat. Who's flapping his lips? Bills D's awesome. Josh Allen is underrated in my opinion. I don't know if he's underrated. A lot of people are clapping about him right now. I don't know if he's underrated. I actually don't know how good he is. We're going to find out this season. What's up, Bob? How you doing? Wait, what am I saying? Sorry. I meant to say thank you, Dallas. And shout out to Bob for hanging out with us. Bob, welcome to the Scrub Nation. You are officially a scrub like the rest of us. Dallas just hooked you up with a sub. Sorry, too many thoughts rolling around in my head. Thank you, Dallas. Of course, the QB made the coach better, hands down. Look at Phil Jackson. He got Jordan, Brian, and Shaq. Is he really the best NBA coach? I mean, who knows? Whoa, timeout, Belness. Hold on a second. Whoa. Pump the brakes. Slow your roll. Sit down, son. Coaches in the NBA are not the same as coaches in the NFL. Out of all the sports, the NFL, football, coaches are the most important of all the leagues. Okay, like, so coaching is more important in football than it is in any other sport. Okay, so for you to try to say, like, I don't disagree with you about Phil Jackson, by the way. Like, Phil Jackson, in my opinion, is not the best coach of all time. I can't give it to him. I just can't give it to him. Right? And I know that might be, we could probably talk about that next week if you guys want, when we do NBA stuff, but it's just totally different. Josh is getting his attention, but he does need to hit the long ball. Yeah, this season for me, Josh Allen, this is the season. Okay? Josh Allen has to play like a superstar this season, or I'm not giving him any credit. Scoobs, listen to me, Scoobs, listen to what I'm telling you. Josh Allen has to play like a superstar this season, or I'm not giving him any credit. Okay? He's got to show up. This is his season. Okay? In terms of player development, this is the period at which he has to emerge as the leader, as a superstar. The table is set for the Bills and for Josh Allen. If he doesn't play like a boss, I'm going to be all over Josh Allen's shit. I just want you to know this. Thank you for the resub, Miller. Still rooting for my Giants, though. Of course, man. If you have a team, don't look at me like that. I agree. Bill with Brady, 136-39. Bill without Brady. I got you. I understand. Yes. That's why I said I don't know. Hey, sad boy. That's why I said I don't know. But, like, that's not necessarily fair, because he was coaching the Browns and the Jets, I think. So, I don't know. Dude, between Zach Moss and Devin Singletary, Bills running game should be great. Yes, we talk about it here. This is a make or break season. I agree. Okay, good. I agree. Okay, good. I'm glad you agree. If the Saints sign Clowney, we will have the best D line in the league. I don't know about that, but if you sign Clowney, I might have to revisit my thing. Yeah. I mean, what do you think about Kamara not like holding out? Like, what if you don't get Clowney and Kamara holds out? Can't argue about a coach when his team created a dynasty with the Pats. Brady makes the receivers around him better, but Bill built that team so great in their own rights. I agree with that. Here's the thing. Those of you that are saying that Tom Brady's a trash quarterback and that the Bucks aren't going to do jack all, and then want to say that Tom Brady made Bill Parcells, y'all need to check yourselves, bruh. Y'all need to check yourselves. He also had Drew Bledsoe. Yeah, but for like a season. I don't know what the hell that was. Something just happened. Am I still live? Can you guys see me? Can I get an F in chat if you see me? He's not holding out. He's been there every day working out, just not practicing right now. He's still rehabbing the MCL. Media's blowing it out of proportion. All right, let's see. Let's see, brother. So if you're not here, then you're missing out, baby. All right, so I'm going to join. So, the way this works is... The way this works is the attacks have a cost, right? And so it literally takes points away from you, and so do the shields. All right, so less than 90. So here's our timer. We're starting in 90 seconds. Okay, less than 99% deletes every fourth character in the next question's text. Balls randomly float around over the next question. Flip the script. Show the next question upside down. Rainbow Bright, randomly colorize the text of the next question. Vertigo, spin the next question into view. Shields, we have Eagle Eye, Dramamine, and Guano. And so you have those two. So a player can only be attacked by one opponent per round and a total of 3 times during the entire battle. Get your attacks in quickly if you want bragging rights. If you attempt to attack a player who has already been attacked, for the upcoming round, you will not lose your attack. If you refresh or disconnect for any reason, you will be returned to the battle in progress, okay? So you have 40 seconds to join, guys. 40 seconds. You have 40 seconds to join. Now's your chance, boys and girls. So make sure you jump in here. Here we go. What's the... Oh, yeah. No, there's just no room for that, man. There's no time for that. Yeah, all you a-holes better respect one another. That's right, dead man. What's up, dead man? Yeah, it's just like, no, I'm just, you know. That's not the tone that we want here. That's not the tone we're trying to set. And this is not like a snowflake place either. It's just that, you know, a bunch of grown-ass men here. Which former NBA player had a starring role in the 1980 comedy movie Airplane? Boom. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Ooh, did I get it in on time? I hope I did. All right. So 2 a.m. is in the number 1 spot. He's the gold. Suspense, which is Team Nomad, which is terrible. He's in number 2. So he's silver. And Hot Soup is in 3rd place. So Team Alliance is on the board. Where am I? Jesus, I took too long. I was too busy still angry about that other stuff. All right. Whatever. Listen to me. I'm just telling you right now, you cannot allow Suspense to be on the podium at the end. That bald head is, though. Shut up. Oh, look at that. Boom. Suspense getting attacked by Eddie here. Dead man going in for 2 a.m. 2 a.m. You better watch your back, son. They coming at ya. All right, 3 seconds before our next win. Oh, shield equipped. Before his iconic performance as Apollo Creed in the Rocky film series, what position did he play as a member of the Oakland Raiders? I didn't know that. A linebacker, really? You know, I did not know that. Damn. Hot Soup taking the top spot. He's in the number 1 spot here, ladies and gentlemen. And Covert GG is in real danger in 15th place. 2 a.m. is still in 2nd place. He did just get that wrong, and so did Suspense. Suspense got it wrong because he's trash. I'm holding on to my attacks for the moment because I need to see who we're going to try to ruin their day. And we also need to make sure that Suspense... I'm being attacked by Yofons? You're a scumbag. Why? I'm struggling over here. What's up, actually? No, how's it going? Doom, how you doing? Welcome. Is Johnny CTP here? I didn't see Johnny. All right, 11 seconds before the next question. 11 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. Keep him out of top 10. We have to. Me? No, Suspense. Andre the Giant of the former WWF played the role in The Princess Bride. Oh, I don't know what name it was. Fenwick? It was Fezzik. Damn, I didn't know what his name was. Displaced. Woo! Good job, Displaced. 2 a.m. getting back up on the podium. Hot Soup in 2nd place. Suspense with 2 wrong because he's a dummy. Bob, why would you attack me? Dude, you guys are jerks, man. I'm getting my ass kicked right now. Look at Scooby. Scooby's doing worse than me because he's just so bad. I don't know. I think, man, I'm saving my attacks, boys. I'm saving my attacks. I'm going to try this strategy out. I'm in real trouble, by the way. They just want balls on your screen. Love a lot. I'm goofing. I'm golfing, so it's okay. Listen, it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. I can't believe you're not in the top 10. We need Suspense to lose. Thank you, Silent, for attacking Suspense. Good job. Oh, wait. Oh, my gosh. Dan Marino. Boom. Oh, I couldn't read it. Damn it. I saw Ace Ventura, but it's upside down. Who did that upside down to me? Gosh darn it. That's terrible. All right, this is where I make the comeback. Oh, Suspense completely crushed. Suspense, how did you get that wrong? It's like the easiest question in the world. Bruh, these attacks are trash. Sucker. All right, so we got Hot Soup in 1st, Displaced in 2nd, and Eddie in 3rd. I can't see. I know, either could I. It was really bad. The upside. Why are you attacking me? Dude, you know what? You has already. Oh, somebody already attacked him. Oh wait, what happened? I don't understand. It says I'm attacking you, but I didn't pick my attack. You're being attacked by suspense. Well, I'm attacking you. I just don't know what I did to you, though. I did something wrong. It's okay. You have... Whatever, dude. Oh, gosh. I don't know. Bill Murray. I don't know. I can't read the question. How am I supposed to read the question? Don't worry, I'm gonna make a comeback here. I'm a shield my 40th placement. Damn, that attack though, that was crazy. Hot Soup, Eddie, and Displaced right now. This is actually terrible, folks. Hot Soup and Eddie are on the same team right now. They are guaranteed a podium placement unless you do something about it, chat. Hot Soup's already been attacked, it says. To attack another player, click on their name. What's going on, man? Oh, somebody had already attacked him. I'm attacking Eddie. No, Eddie's... Oh, he's already been attacked the maximum amount of times. Oh, that's what it is. I can't attack them because they've already been attacked too many times. Can I attack Suspense? I can't attack Suspense anymore? Oh, what shame professional athlete played as himself in the 2004 film Dodgeball? Roger Clemens, O.J. Simpson, Lance Armstrong, or Mark McGuire? I don't know. I didn't remember that. Oh, man. I'm getting my ass kicked, bro. Battle trivia is too hard. Who got sucked into the hole in the 1996 film Space Jam? Oh. Thank you, no one special here now. I was wondering what the hell that was. Gosh darn it. Okay, Hot Soup in first. Eddie's almost off. So he's attacking. We cannot attack him. I don't want to attack Displace. I want Displace to win. I'm going to attack Shadow because he's a jerk. Flip the script on him. Boom. I have all my attacks. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Bro, being ESL and having 10 seconds to answer the question is too hard. Listen, I'm telling you, Bob, this is not easy, bro. It's not easy, homie. Especially with people attacking you. You know what, Bob? You attacked me. I'm going to attack you next. Following an MLB career that included 14 home runs and a 2,000 batting average, Bob Uecker went on to become a broadcaster and playing the role of Harry Doyle in the 1998. I know that one. Gosh darn it, that's like the longest worded question. I'm attacking you, bro. There. Boom. I should have hit you. You know what? I should have hit you with the missing letter one, you jerk. Now I'm going to make it real difficult for you. Mr. Belvedere. Oh, no. I just threw up a little in my mouth. Good. I hope so, Shadow. Good job, Charlie, for attacking Shadow. Very, very nice. Look at Lynx. Lynx hitting the shield. Lynx, I'm coming for you next, bro. Just so you know. Miller's being attacked by Mozzarella Grill. Booyah, Mozzarella. Go after him. Do it. Do it. 12 seconds before the next question here. I wish I could attack them. The fact that I can't attack... You guys attacked them too early. Now they have like an easy streak here, dude. Bubba Smith, who played the role of Moses Hightower in 1980 police film. Nebraska, Michigan, Oklahoma, Michigan State. God damn it. Damn it. Bob, I hope you got ruined. What's up, Devilish? How's it going? Yep. Boom. Oh, dude, you are in trouble, Lynx. Lynx, you are in so much trouble. Top 10, easy. You're not even in top 10. You're 11. These questions are too hard. Listen, it's called battle trivia. I failed the question. I hope you're happy, bro. I kind of am. I'm sorry, Bob. Bob, you ruined me. Leave me alone, dead man. Oh no, Silence being attacked by Dead Man. Who did I get? I got Lynx, right? Oh, you got a shield. No. You know, I'm gonna start using my shields early. I think that's the way I'm gonna do it. This is the last question too. I think this is our last battle trivia. I think, or battle planning. I think. Oh, maybe not. I don't know. Hot Soup, Eddie, and Displaced. Man, this is embarrassing, guys. Jesse Ventura, who starred beside Arnold Schwarzenegger in the 1980 Predator, went by the name the Hulkster, the Body, the Show Off, the Animal. Ah, damn it. Gosh darn it. Look at that, man. Come on, guys. I really wish I had no attacks remaining. I'm just going to shield myself. Gosh darn it, man. Is Suspense out of the top 10? Yeah, look at that. Suspense, you're trash. You're number 12, bro. Good job, bro. Jesse the Body Ventura. I know. You're right. You're right. Alliance looking nice. I really am not happy about this alliance. We are going to have to work together, guys, every week to dethrone the alliance. So Hot Soup, Eddie, and Shadow are in the alliance. We cannot allow this. We cannot allow this. They cannot be allowed to win again, ever. Ever. They not even win. I don't even want to see them on the podium. It's so important to me that I'm going to sideline my hate for Suspense, and I'm only going to focus on Eddie and Hot Soup. We have to go after them. Don't worry. Before playing the role of Dave in the 2000, Jason Lee was a highly athlete regarded in what sport? What? God, I need more time. You can't. What do you mean? Thanks for competing. I got my ass kicked. It wasn't even a competition. Dude, good job. 228. No, God damn it. I got your name right before. 2 a.m. Right? It's 2 a.m. Yeah. Am I saying it right? 2 a.m. Or am I saying your name wrong too? Just call me Tom. Okay, good. Okay. Well, anyway, Tom, good job. And I'm so sorry that Hot Soup and Eddie are big fat cheaters. Okay. 5th place, Cover. You should be ashamed of yourself. Shut up. This is the problem, man. I'm telling you, Team Alliance is a real threat, guys. We have to put them down next week. I hope you and your fam are doing well. What's up? Put my coffee down. How you doing, man? Yeah, we cannot allow this to go on again. Classic Gamer, what's up, man? How you doing? Look at those shields. Pros. How can you tell? Dude, I think I went 8 of 9. Really? How did you get them all right? What the hell? Those were super hard. Good job, Miller. I only seem to. Yeah, I know. Yeah, we have to. So that's still one of the features coming. Yeah. That's one of the features coming. Shut up, Suspense. Right now it's just Team Nomad, right? But they are Team Alliance. Got in the top 3. Can I join the Alliance? Displaced. Very good job, by the way. Very, very good job. Shadow obviously cheated to get in the top 5. I beat Covert, whatever. Shield Guano all the time. Let's see what Eddie says. As long as I'm smarter than Covert, listen, I don't care. I just wanted to make sure you didn't win this week. But Suspense, I am going to shelf my rivalry with you, and I am going to focus on Team Alliance. Everybody needs to get in Discord this week, and we need to figure out our game plan on how we are going to defeat Team Alliance next week. 9 rows in a row. Damn, bro. Those attacks are brutal, though. They are. They're super trolly. They're super trolly. Dude, I didn't have enough time to answer the question. I don't even know how you guys read that fast. I don't even know how you guys read that fast. That's ridiculous. Yeah, the shields are huge, man. The shields are huge. I got to start shielding early. Yeah, timer should be extended to 15 seconds. I'm a speed reader. I see that. Yeah, I see that. I didn't answer a couple questions. I actually read read extremely fast. Covert whispers, get good. Anyway, whatever. Applications are open for the alliance. Anyway, so yeah, so battle trivia is something that we're still working on, but you guys kind of see the idea of what we're trying to do, right? Is everybody competing against each other for sports knowledge? And then we wanted to add in, you know, something fun and trolly to it, you know, another little wrinkle. And so eventually, once we get it into Twitch chat, then it would be cool. Like maybe we'll get more people with attacks and all that stuff. So we'll continue to tweak it and get it better. I second a longer timer. Okay, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, we'll talk to them. And actually, if you guys want to jump in the sports section and tag Silent and I on those suggestions, then that's helpful too. Okay, but yeah, that was, some of those were very wordy. You know, the problem is that we're also trying to combat cheaters like Shadow that Google everything, right? That was super fast, Silent. I was like, I mean, I didn't even get to finish reading the damn thing. I mean, I guess I'm half illiterate. I don't know. Anyway, real quick, guys, if you hung out here and you had a good time, I want to say thank you for chilling with us. I hope that you followed the channel and turned on notifications. If you didn't, then I hope you'll consider it. And as I've been saying throughout the day, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays, I stream live on Twitch. The weekday content is video games for the most part, and the weekend content is sports related. We do watch parties in Discord. We obviously have the pick'ems and the battle trivia, and it would be awesome to have you guys come back on Monday and hang out with us, chill while we play some video games. And we actually will play. Thank you, Money. Thank you for gifting a sub to Workface. Workface, welcome back to the Scrub Nation. Money, thank you very much. Thank you, brother. I hope your Rona test went well. And so, we also play viewer games together. So we do a lot of things together. Number 300, baby. Can we get some damn hype in chat for Money? 300 gifted subs. Yes, can we get some hype for him? Because that man is crazy. That man is crazy. But in all seriousness, like I said at the very beginning, I'm a family man, small business owner. I'm super hard working on Twitch. I've been busting my ass for 4 years on this platform, trying to grow, trying to make this channel into something that can be great. I hope you'll consider being a part of it. I hope you'll consider hanging out with us on Monday and throughout the week. And at the very least, come back and chill with us on another Saturday. I just thank you for hanging out. It was great to have you here today, as always. And like I said, I hope that you'll hang out in the future. Anyway, I'll be back on Monday, 8:30 a.m. Eastern. Monday, 8:30 a.m. Eastern. And then we'll just go from there. So I hope you have a great weekend and be safe. Enjoy the UFC fights tonight and some of these big basketball games and hockey games. So we got a nice game 7 today. Thank you for everything. Have a great weekend. I'm going to throw a raid to somebody. Peace out.